From stands of great, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hope's on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and there with a love did storm. Every foe says to fair, that there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hope's on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From stands of great, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hope's on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and there with a love did storm. Every foe says to fair, that there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hope's on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From stands of great, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hope's on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and there with a love did storm. Every foe says to fair, apenas estás. You, my heart. Keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world that all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real of dust, and then with a love this storm, every phone's just to ver, apenas estás. You, my heart. Keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world that all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real of dust, and then with a love this storm, every phone's just to ver, apenas estás. You, my heart. Keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky. Our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, baby.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. No knock. With every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge to our voices to lock. We long for the team stand strong by our side.
Every challenge.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you, and welcome to the restart of the Chelsea Alliance Show, aka the Blue Alliance Show. You're welcome. We will make exceptions today. Some of our members will be on without cameras, and we can also call upon the fans to come onto the panel and speak to us. But more importantly, you're all welcome, and I do hope you're all doing well. Join us as we discuss Chelsea's search for a striker. I think it seems as if we're obsessed with the name Viktor Gyökeres, Viktor Boniface, and Viktor Osimhen. But before we do that, we'll take our time to look at a few news items out there, and update the fans for paying attention to the show. Once again, welcome back. The Blue Alliance Show is back, and it's back for good. It will stay. The start might be rough, but believe me, it is something special, and you want to be part of it. So thank you and welcome back. Before I look at the news items, I want to say hello to Ty and welcome into the panel. Ty, how are you doing? I do hope you're doing well. And once again, congratulations on the good news you gave to us the other day.
Yes, I hope you can hear me.
Crystal clear, crystal clear.
Okay, perfect. Right. Yeah, appreciate it again. Yeah, as you said, it's a tale full with victors. So we'll see if Chelsea will be victorious in the end when they perhaps go in for any of the options.
Mhm. Yeah, it just looks as if we're obsessed with the name Victor. The only difference is just the spelling of Victor Gyökeres has a K instead of C for the two Nigerian victors. But that's, by the way, also, I think I did forget to add the lap because, yeah, if we're going by the rumors, rumors sound as if we're serious about signing the lap. But according to David Onston, chances are his preference would be to join a club that will be playing in the Champions League. Certainly, will be playing the Champions League next season. Well, I don't know if we're going to be able to achieve a top four place to be certain that we'll be participating in the next edition of the Champions League. But that's, by the way, let's address the news items we have here. The first one here talks about Omari Kellyman named on the bench this evening for Chelsea development squad. A Premier League Cup tie with Ipswich Town at Kings. Is that Meadow or Meadow? But here's the thing. I'm not sure how to feel about this news. Um, he's a player that was signed, and at some point I've forgotten that we actually signed him. I did a bit of research when he was on the verge of joining us, and research did show, yeah, that he's actually you could say a good player, but I don't. I think it was just more of a transactional signing than a player that will help us solve a problem. But Ty, any takes on that, or should I move on?
Um, I think well, yeah, as you said, I think it was one of those transactional type of deals because obviously
Mhm.
we know that in terms of signing him and the fact that even when he wasn't injured, he was even getting game time. It shows us if it was. It gives that vibe that it was actually just, as you rightfully said, just a transactional one, and perhaps he was never going to really, get that chance to play in the first team.
Yeah. Yeah, one of those signings, and I think eventually he will be sold, except if he recovers fully and proves that yeah he should be part of the first team, or maybe proves that he's an exceptional talent, then he gets to stay. Give me 1 second here. Let me take care of something. I've actually forgotten that we signed him. But that's, by the way, we'll move on to the next one because we want to start talking about the strikers. And we have Almighty Blues FC. One of the, you can say, one of the, what's the language that I'm looking for? Um, yeah, we started this journey. We started this journey together. The Blue Alliance show. The first two, was it two? I think we hosted it twice. We had to take a break because, yeah, time We didn't have the time at the time, but I think we're ready. I think um, the biggest you could say hurdle or issue would be all this being ready for the show as I am. I'm ready. We're still working on the what's it called? Is it layers? What's it called? Overlays, the brand and the logo, everything. But one thing I can promise you is that the Blue Alliance show is back and back to stay. It's not going anywhere again. It can only get better and better by the day. But nice to see you. Again, unfortunately, you did tell me that you're not going to be available for the restart, and that's okay. And I was determined to host the restart, irrespective of whether we're fully ready or not. Sometimes you don't just need to be ready. You need to get started, and then yeah, make progress as you do more of it, more of whatever you started. And Tobago is in the house. Tobago, nice to see you. You have a power issue, so couldn't join because you were not going to be on camera. Because that will mean that you're not going to be on camera. But as I said, we will make exceptions today. You can join. You don't have to be on camera. As of let's just entertain people and hit the like button, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. And by the end of the show, I will provide the link to the channel of the participants. Channels of the participants today. The next item we have lined up here, let's see. Romeo Lavia could make Chelsea bench versus Leicester City on Sunday. Chelsea do not believe he's fit enough to be a starter yet. I the day I heard Rodrigo, is it Rodrigo? Yeah, I think that's his name. Call him a part-time player. Yeah, I laughed so hard, and for hours, I didn't. I laughed for hours, and that's because there's no other suitable names for him than a part-time player. I don't know, Ty. Any takes on that, or should we move on?
Yeah, I think we can move on.
All right, the next item we have lined up here, we have the news that, according to Enzo Maresca, Nicholas Jackson has started to do some running outside, which is good, but he doesn't think there's any chance with his status that he's saying that we're still looking at after the international break for him before returning. I don't think it makes sense to rush him back. We don't want to risk a situation where he comes back um, earlier than supposed and then gets injured and be sidelined again for a while. I don't think that would make sense at all. What else do we have here? Okay, Juventus defender. I wouldn't phrase that like that. Juventus defender Renato Viega has returned to group training and is expected to be available for a Serie A game against Atalanta on Sunday. I want him to recover. I want him to play as much as he can there, improve to Enzo Maresca that he's a good centre back. If he gets injured and not play that much, then there'd be no enough sample size for the manager to decide whether yes he's good enough as a centre back or not. Next item here, still Nicholas Jackson. I had it open in two places. Then there you go. This will help us transition seamlessly into the discussion of Chelsea's interest in the three victors: Viktor Gyökeres, Viktor Osimhen, and one Victor, which of the Victor Boniface. So this here says, according to Court Offside, Chelsea are doing whatever it takes to win the race for the transfer of Bayer Leverkusen striker Victor Boniface this summer. I actually like him better than Victor Osimhen, but that's just my opinion for plenty of reasons, and I don't want to get into that. I think he's a more rounded player than Victor Osimhen. He can operate on the flanks, on either flanks, actually comfortably. He's a fine finisher. His finishes aren't always about power, but finesse and placement. And I'd rather we sign him than Victor Osimhen, but I'm still concerned about his injury record. I haven't taken my time to look at it, but it seems like every season he gets injured at least twice before the end of the season. And Constantine Dunn, big up to you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. So, Ty, what do you make of this news before we transition into discussing Chelsea's craze for Victor?
Yeah, it's like you said with Boniface, he's actually one of the more all-rounded players,
Mm,
and one of the more all-rounded strikers. Um, well, in terms of his on the pitch capabilities, it speaks for itself. I know that in terms of as a fancy name, he isn't one that would be on the lips of a lot of people, but he definitely is one of those options where, if you look at what he can do in terms of physical strength and all of that,
Mhm.
he is an option that if they were to go for him, I think it would be one that it brings something different. It definitely brings something that Chelsea lack right now, which is that physicality and being able to body players off the ball. So that's definitely something that will help. But yeah, it'll be interesting.
And
And as you said,
experience too. How old is he?
is he like 20? Is he 27, 8 something like that?
I'll check in a bit, but go ahead.
Yeah, so in terms of that, see, you get that experience. Oh, he's not even that old. My goodness, I'm making him older than he is. He's 24. But yeah, in terms of
But
in
he
terms of
brings experience because he's been
yeah,
playing season after season.
yeah. So that is the thing, because of how long he's been playing, and it's like you've always said, because you've seen these players are around the scene for so long, you think they're older, which is why I thought he was 27 because
I
I
thought,
so
and that's very correct. No jokes. For instance, in the case of Joao Felix, if I ask you, you'd say probably around 27, or maybe Callum Hudson-Odoi. How old is he now?
he's
At
he's
most
24.
25,
Yeah, he just turned
24.
25, 24, 25,
Exactly.
something
So,
like
yeah.
that.
So because they've been around for a while, you think, yeah, they're probably in their late 20s or so. But go ahead.
Right. So in terms of that, you get the experience because he's been playing for a while, and I mean, and that experience comes with the fact that over time his game has gotten better. Obviously, he's not the cup of tea to everybody, but he definitely brings something different to the table. And the thing with all of these options, they all offer something different, and their profiles vary somewhat depending on which one you compare.
Okay. Here's then. Before we start discussing the sort of striker, the profile of striker that will be best suited for the way the manager plays, I think it's important that we get Tabejo's opinion or take on the reported Chelsea interest on what's his name again, Victor Boniface. Tabejo, let's hear you. Big up and thank you for finding the time to join the reboot, or you say the restart of the Chelsea Alliance show, aka the Blue Alliance show. Let's hear you, Tabejo. Is he there? I think it's that sort of situation where it take him 1 month to unmute his mic.
Can you
It
hear
was,
me?
yeah, crystal clear. Let's hear you. Let's hear you, Tabejo.
Yeah, first of all, big up, guys. To be
Big
honest,
up, big up.
Victor Boniface is one of the boys that I like. But again, you mentioned his his injury record. That's the issue that I'm having at the moment with him. But I wouldn't mind him at Chelsea if we can manage his game time, just like what we are doing with Pedro Neto and other players. So I wouldn't mind him at Chelsea. But also, he said he doesn't want to come to the Premier League. Would he sign for Premier League club or for Chelsea? We are not.
I mean, it looks like Tabejo's connection isn't stable. Here's the thing. I'm not too concerned about that comment, and I remember we did talk about it at length. But the truth remains, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, he did make that statement. But if we can pay him well enough, more than other clubs that are interested in signing him, I don't think he'd hesitate joining Chelsea Football Club. That's just my opinion anyway. Ty, do you think that statement? Do you think it'd be an issue if we're serious about signing him?
In terms of the wage structure,
Ty, did we lose you?
no. Are you not hearing me?
Okay. Yeah, did you hear the question I asked you?
Right, I was asking if it's about the wage structure.
Not really the wage structure. Him saying that he doesn't want to play in the Premier League, that he'd prefer playing in La Liga. I don't think that would be. That's nothing serious to take that serious, honestly. If we can pay him well enough, probably maybe more than other clubs that are interested in signing him, he will definitely join us. That's just my opinion. But let's hear your take on that.
Yeah, I mean, if the offer is promising, and if they're able to sell him on the project, I don't think him saying he doesn't. Well, if I use what Vic says in terms of he doesn't fancy the PL, then that be something that I guess can always change, because a feeling can always change. There's been many players in the past that says, "Oh, I don't want to play in this league," and then they end up joining. So I don't think because he said that it means that it's a stagnant argument and it can never be changed. But I understand what's being said. I just don't. I think that if the offer is promising to him and it actually suits what he will want to do in terms of achievements, then
Mhm.
it's something that can come to fruition.
Yeah, I agree with you. We get Dante's opinion in a bit. Vic, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Didn't Boniface say he doesn't fancy the Premier League? Yeah, he did say that. But I saw it online. I saw it. I think it was what's a sports outlet. Chances are he didn't say that. I think I would, but we can only speculate. Gyokeres is 26 and he earns less than 50K. He fits the wage structure. Sorry, not a fan of Boniface. I'd take Boniface over Gyokeres, over Victor Osimhen too. But that's just me. And okay, what? All right, let me see what else we have here. What else do we have here? Okay, Vic is saying Boniface was ready to move to Saudi Arabia. He's not coming to Chelsea, and chances are he still moved there. I still think Osimhen will eventually move to Saudi Arabia if he stays fit. It was close actually. Boniface was close to moving to Saudi Arabia, but they signed. Who was that they signed and then decided uh, to just forget about signing him? But Dante, big up to you, Dante. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. How are you doing? Your thoughts on the news that Chelsea will do whatever they can to sign Victor Boniface. Your thoughts?
Yeah, big up, guys. Big up,
Big up
coach.
to you, and thank you for
Big up,
joining
yo.
us.
Hi, big up, everyone in the chat as well. Yeah, look, he's not a bad player. He did say that he doesn't want to. He doesn't really fancy the Premier League. So, uh,
Did you hear? Did we hear him say it, or just it
yeah,
was?
yeah, it was a quite. It was an interview. He said it. Yes, coach. I do remember
Ooh,
say it.
okay.
So, yeah, that when Big brought it up, I remembered about it as well. So, yeah, he did say that. I mean, he said that, but things can change, but he doesn't really fancy it, he said. So we'll just have to
Mhm.
wait and see. Look, we're probably going to try to sign him. He's a good player. He's a profile we probably need. He's one of the ones that I know you liked quite a lot, especially over Osimhen. You would pick him, no problem. So um,
And you honestly, you know my reason for that.
I do know your reasons, yes, and yeah, I agree. I agree with them as well. So I don't mind Osimhen either. I wouldn't mind Victor Boniface either, and obviously Gyokeres. Probably my preference out of those ones, but look, I'll take any of those strikers. To be honest, we really need another striker.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Let me start with you since we're still with you, Dante. Let's discuss this. What profile of striker should we be looking for, or should the club be looking for? We there, I don't think it's correct. Because yeah, they're the ones know the sort of striker they're looking for. It's been everywhere. When he joined us, when he Maresca joined us, I thought he was the sort of manager that would rather that prefer you could say an all-round number nine, capable of dropping deep, participating in the play, playing on either side of the flanks. And we did hear during the transfer window that was the sort of striker that we were looking for. But what sort of striker should we be looking for before we even started looking at the players that were being linked with, whether it makes sense or not?
Yeah, look, obviously Jackson is our starting striker at the moment. We know his profile, what he does, what he brings. He's very important to the setup, the way we play. But we do lack that physicality in the box for headers, and if we need to whip the ball in across the ball in, which we do quite often now. Actually, we do it quite a bit. So I think we need that number nine that can do all that as well. And that's why probably Gyokeres is probably the guy that can do that. He's great in the air. He can link up play, drops deep. He's got pace. He's got power. He's got that he's got all that in the bag, and he's done it the second year now as well, and he did it in the Champions League as well, in the competition in Europe as well against some good teams as well. So he's kind of proving himself that he can probably do it now, no problem at that level. So that was my only concern when we started last year, because it was his first year really started in Portugal and he started off on fire. But for me, it was a bit too early. And now I think 2 years, probably it's just coming up to 2 years now. So he keeps doing it. So yeah, I think he's probably the good choice, the perfect choice, because he can do what Jackson does. Not as well as Jackson, but he can do it pretty well. But he's got all the other stuff that Jackson misses, which is the ball striking, the finishing, the heading, box presence, the physicality. He
He's
brings
more
that.
of your. He's more of your. No, I wouldn't say stereotypical number nine, but you could say he has. He does a lot more stuff that number nines do that Jackson doesn't do consistently.
Correct. And he does press as well. And he runs, he chases and presses a lot. He's basically a perfect modern number nine for, especially for a system like Maresca. Yeah, he's pretty much perfect for that. Uh, so yeah, he would be my choice. Yeah, like I said, the other one's not really so much, but definitely he would be the number one choice. Yeah, he's a little bit older. He's 27. I think he turned 27 now, 26. But
Mhm.
yeah, he's the one that fits the profile perfectly for the way we play. Now, can we get him? Well, does he want to come to Chelsea? Well, that's a different story. If Are we going to try and get him? He's been on our list apparently, so we'll have to wait and see. But he's the one I would be looking at. That type of profile, the all-round number nine, modern number nine that can do it all.
I don't see him that way. Maybe I need to watch him.
Yeah, coach. Well, he does. Like I said, he does. He can do what Jackson does. Not quite to the 100%, but he can do it no problem. He's got the ball striking. He's got the aerial ability. He's runs. He's fast. He's quick. He's powerful. He's got the physicality. He can header very well. He's your typical stereotypical number nine that does everything in modern football these days. And he presses. He presses as well. He never stops. He runs hard. He presses. He's a hard worker, so he's got it all. Really, to be honest, you'll be a dream for a coach. That's the type of striker you want in modern football. That's yeah. Like I said, it's almost not quite Jackson, because Jackson's probably stronger in a couple of the other little things, but just marginally. But for the rest of the stuff where Jackson lacks, he's got everything and a lot more. So he would be my choice. That type of striker, I think, would be suitable, because you can still play him in the Maresca system like Jackson plays. He can still play the same way. He doesn't need to change it. He just does all the other stuff a lot better than Jackson.
All right, I'm going to say this quickly before I go to the chat and catch up. I see my neighbor and my sister there. Miss Melina is in the chat. Quickly, this is just my opinion. The lab doesn't come across as as a complete footballer. That's just my opinion. How about you?
Complete footballer, as in, what do you mean?
I mean, he's not. Let me just rephrase that. He's not that sort of number nine, capable of dropping deep, doing well, and capable of playing on either flanks. For me, maybe I need to watch him more. But from what
Yeah.
I've seen so far, I'd argue that he's a bit one-dimensional.
No, coach. He runs down the flanks quite a lot, makes a lot of runs, and that's why I said he can do it quite a bit of everything. I'm sure Tobago's
The
seen him.
lap?
Ty's seen him play as well. He does definitely run flanks.
No,
channels.
are you talking about the lap or you're talking about
No,
Gyokeres?
I'm still talking about Gyokeres, not the lap.
No, I brought in. Yeah, I did.
You're bringing in the lap. Sorry, I didn't.
Yeah. He
Yep.
doesn't come across
The
as
lap.
a player.
The lap.
He
He's
lacks.
a little bit more one-dimensional. Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It definitely
I
hasn't.
thought maybe it was just me.
No, he's more one. Look, he works hard. One big problem I have like strikers like that is he's coming from a team that plays, basically low block, mid block at best, and is always on the counter. Yes, he's good at that. He's very good at that. The problem is when you come to Chelsea, you're not playing on the counter. He's not playing on the counter. That's where Gyokeres has an advantage as well. Sporting Lisbon, they don't play on the counter. They play, possession, pretty much like we do. They want to have the ball and they play possession. They play against low blocks, and he's proven that he can break low blocks down very, very well. So that's why it's a little bit of worry to the lap. And he's only done it now 6 months. Again, that argument comes into what I said about Gyokeres. When everyone was saying 6 months, I'm like, oh, he's only done it 6 months at Sporting. I want to see a little bit more. So yeah, I've seen that. The lap, bigger risk because we've only seen 6 months. But we know Maresca does fancy him quite a lot because he played under him and scored a lot of goals under him. But that was a very young Delap, very different type of system as well. So yeah, I don't know about the lap. He would be a additional striker like signing. That would be great if we can. I wouldn't mind having the lap, and Gyokeres saying learning from the lap. Sorry, from the other way around. And Jackson can play on the left wing, no problem as well. So I wouldn't mind that, to be honest. I would prefer him as a third sort of option slash second option with Jackson. But yeah, Gyokeres all day over the lap, 100%. Not even close for me.
All right, before I go to Ty to get his opinion on which of the strikers he thinks will be more suitable to the manager's approach, let's give the microphone back to those of you in the chat. And remember, this is the Blue Alliance Show, or the Chelsea Alliance Show, aka the Blue Alliance Show. It is something special, and believe me, you want to be part of it. We're making exceptions today for those who cannot be on camera because, yeah, I cannot do it alone. But we'll also in the future make exceptions for legends like Dante, Bobby, and others, but it's not going to be a regular thing. But the Blue Morning Show will still be here, the regular Chelsea Perspective show. But the Blue Alliance show will be traveling from one channel to the other, Ty's channel to Bill's channel, and Kit's the channel, and others who are part of it. Okay, let me see. I'm going to get what's in the chat, even though some of them there are cooking me. Let's see, Gyokeres 26. I think we've addressed that one, addressed the fight between Nemanja and Vic is saying here, yeah, he does that. Boniface has said that he doesn't like the Premier League and that he's been saying these things before he had he had what? He had an international passport. That is serious. Yeah.
Yeah, look, he did say it. I do remember he did say it in interviews. Yes.
I read it
So
somewhere. I didn't see him say it like in a video, which was why I say, yeah, chances are would just, you can say, speculating. Big up to you, to my sister and my neighbor. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you. And you're a legend too. I admire your football knowledge and looking forward to collaborating with you anytime soon. Big up to you, to Babas05. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding time to join us. And also he, yep, adds to reiterates that Boniface said he doesn't want to play in the Premier League, which is what I don't want. I wouldn't want such player at Chelsea if in fact he did say it. And according to what we've heard so far, he in fact did say that he doesn't want to play in the Premier League. What else do we have here? Just go away,
pick up my
Charles.
butt.
Just go away, man. No, that's not the case. Time in you can say time. Even I don't want to talk to you. Just go, leave me alone, man. Let's see. The lab is still developing, though. He can be trained into playing a different style, and he played quite a lot under Maresca as Manchester City's academy coach. Correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Petition to reform sell KDH Lavia Jackson, that new kid who played a striker yesterday at Nkunku. Wow.
Jeez.
It's a new year, and I thought maybe you'd be a new person. It turns out that isn't the case. Ty, if you're still there, let's hear you. What sort of striker do you think Chelsea should be looking at to ensure they sign a striker that will do well under Enzo Maresca? Because it doesn't look like the manager is going anywhere. And in my opinion, I think he's done well so far, but that's just me. But let's hear you.
I hope you can still hear me because I don't know what's going on with my mic.
Crystal clear
Right.
with added bars to your microphone.
Okay, right. So all right, as you rightfully said, and that was the reason why what I was about to say was more aligned to what suits what the manager playing style is like. Well, I wouldn't say it's possessive, but obviously overall, when you try to keep the ball longer, it means that you are possessive. So you need a striker that will be suited to that, because you can't sign a player who is always looking to run and they're not able to drop deep and be a part of the play. So um the sticky situation is the fact that there's two options from the Victor options that I think could suit the manager. I think uh, Boniface is one that I think to some extent me, because of his physicality and being able to hold up the ball. So that means that you're able to keep ball retention high. And then obviously Gyokeres to me is another option, but I don't know about his other attributes. If the general consensus is that Boniface does not want to come to the Premier League, then he wouldn't be a feasible option because that's never going to happen by that standard. So it's either Gyokeres from this option. I generally don't. I can't think of any other striker that would actually bed into the team and would be a most likely signing in terms of this structure and what the criteria are to be signed. So I don't think there's many options out there. So Gurkis is the option I'm leaning towards. Liam Delap, I haven't seen much of him. He doesn't shy away from trying to win the ball back and all of that. So that's one thing. But I can't speak on a player that I barely watch. So he may be a good option, but I just don't know. So I'm leaning more so to Gurkis more than anything.
Hmm. Okay. Tabeho, let's hear your thoughts. Which of the three strikers, even the lap included, so four of them, do you think the club should be looking to sign to ensure they sign one that would do well under Enzo Maresca?
For me personally, I will choose Viktor Gyökeres. But again, with this model that we are building at the moment, I think Lem Dilep might be our number one next season. That's my opinion. The way we are running
Yes,
things at the moment.
irrespective of whether you think would end up signing the lap, we have the options. I think I don't think it'd be correct to just say yeah because of what we heard a few days ago that would definitely sign in the lap. Um, but just don't look at that. If you which of the four players do you think will be better suited for Maresca's approach?
Viktor Gyökeres for me.
Can you elaborate? Why?
Because he can do several things. He can run the channel. He can play on the flanks. He's physical. He can head a goal. He's clinical. Those kind of things. The lab is still developing. Boniface already have injury issues. Victor Osimhen, money issues. Those kind of things. So in terms of Viktor Gyökeres, is any less
Did you
salary?
say Victor Osimhen money issues?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Contractual issues, yes.
No, I like it. I
Yes.
like the way you put it. That it was just funny. That's why I had to ask him again. But go ahead, bro.
So in terms of Victor Gyökeres, he's earning less salary and it won't cost us a lot. Victor Osman got a drama, so I don't want another drama at Chelsea. So let's go for someone that we can approach and get him with a good offer.
Wow, that's for me. I'd say I maybe the reason may well be that I don't know Gyokeres very well. Um, I don't know. And given he's 27, right? Dante, do you think would still sign him? Because I get it. There are reasons to believe that we're looking to mix things up. We're taking corrective measures to have some experienced players within our ranks to help us doing well immediately and not just sign inexperienced players all the time and then you could say preach to the fans to be patient so that they until they start doing well. But your thoughts, do you think we still sign Gyokeres even though he's 27?
I think that will depend where we finish at the end of this season. Uh, the plan from the ownership, that was more for next season. But I just think if we're ahead of the curve, and depends where we finish this season, say we finish in a Champions League spot, top four, top five maybe might do it, top four, top five. But say we finish really strongly and we do quite well, we finish say third or something like that. Well, that could, yes, that could, they could then probably go for a player like Gyokeres. He's 26, so he's not really, he's at that right at that age where we can still sign him. Salary won't be an issue with him. He's not on a lot
Yeah, I heard
for this year.
Vic saying he's on 50K.
Yeah, he's not on a lot. Look, so an 100K rise for him, that's pretty good for him. Yeah, it just depends on the opposition, who else is trying to sign him, and how much other people are offering. So look, yeah. In saying that, it won't be that easy because there will be competition, but I think that would really it depends where we finish this season. Like I said, if we finish well, finish in that top four, Champions League, we're a little bit ahead of schedule because we know the owners were expecting that really next year, not this year. Uh, that was the plan, and then from that window to go once we qualify for the Champions League, that's when the plan is to start signing some extra players on top that will finish the squad off. So I think it all depends. Timing is very important. Depends how we go and how we finish this season.
We actually do have a problems. I'm quite sure we've all heard the news that Gyökeres himself is looking to join a Champions League club, and I think it'd be correct to say there won't be shortage of clubs interested in signing him. You could say the same thing
Correct.
about Osimhen. Osimhen already we're hearing that his camp or that Manchester United are talking to Osimhen's camp. In the case of what's his name? The Leipzig striker.
Cisco. Yep.
Benjamin Sesko. He prefers joining Arsenal. And we've heard from David Onston also that the lab would prefer to join a club that will participate in the next edition of the Champions League. And we're not there yet. So if he's serious about leaving Ipswich, which I think he is, he'd be listening to clubs that are guaranteed to be playing in the Champions League, and you cannot say we're guaranteed to be playing or to participate in the next edition
But
of
she's
the
gonna get
Champions League.
relegated, so he's not
So
gonna get it
no,
this
but
season.
in this case, do you think? I don't think in this case. I haven't heard I haven't heard anything about so many clubs interested in him. It's what I've heard so far. I've seen. That's just me. Maybe I've not been paying attention. It's just us,
It's
Chelsea.
just us, yeah, yeah, yep,
That's right. So I don't know
yeah.
why that Austin say that. So, but if we're to believe Austin's report, I think we have a problem.
Look, it's the links coach. He's coached him before. He knows the player well, and he is young. He's like Vic was saying, he's up and coming. He can learn a little bit more. But yeah, and he wouldn't mind coming. And it's not a for him. He'll have to move. He's not going to stay with Ipswich relegated. There's no way he's staying with Ipswich. So he's going to move. So it just depends who's in for him. So he's going to go for the best offer, like most players do. I don't know that about Champions League. I think he's demanding a bit too much. Champions League, you're getting relegated with Ipswich, and you want to go to Champions League side. Okay, good luck with that. But yeah, look, we'll wait and see. Like I said, it depends where we finish. I think someone like Gyokeres, the next step for him is out of that age as well, where he would want to go to a club that's competing. He would choose a club that's competing over a club that's not quite there yet and trying to. So that's where I think that could be a little bit of a problem. But like I said, depends where we go. If we're on the right trajectory, we finish third, finish the season really strong. Well, then there's a big chance of. But if we sort of finish fifth and we just get over the line and just qualify, yeah, look, it's a bit of a for a player like that. It's going to be like 27 in June. He's probably if he's going to leave Sporting, he's going to go somewhere where he's going to want to play actually competing a bit more as he probably want to win trophies. That's what I'm trying to say pretty much.
In the case of Gyökeres, actually, I haven't heard much about other clubs interested in signing him.
No,
in
Gyokeres, yeah,
recent
coach.
weeks.
He's linked to a lot of clubs.
Okay, maybe I've been
He's
living
linked,
under the
yeah. I've
rock.
seen him linked to a lot of clubs. Arsenal, Man United, all sorts of teams, a lot of the German teams. I've seen the Spanish teams. I've seen quite a lot of teams linked with him. Look, he scored 25 goals, 25 goals in 23 matches this season as well. That's just in the Portuguese league. But he scored in the European competition, I think 7 goals as well. So
He's a fine finisher, and I know that honestly.
yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
it won't be just us looking at him. There'll be a lot of people looking at him, people that need a striker, and people that let's not forget he's got a release clause as well. People that want to pay it straight away, get in there, play the release clause. That's it, done. So there's a lot of clubs that will pay that release clause for a striker that's scoring that many goals for 2 years now in Portugal at the top level for a top team, and also in Europe in the European competition as well. Now he's proved that he can do that there as well. So yeah, there'll be a lot of people knocking on his door.
Yeah, he's been performed. He's performed consistently season after season. I'm going to give the microphone to those in the comment section, and then when we come back in the chat session, we will look at Gyokeres' numbers. Viktor Boniface phase, and then Osimhen, I think, is out of the question. And I think there was a report about a month ago that stated clearly that we're no longer interested in pursuing the signing of Viktor Osimhen. But let me just catch up with what we have in the chat. I'll come back to the panel. If anybody else want to talk about has something to say, they'd say that before. I don't think we're gonna push to sign what's the guy, the Leipzig guy again, but we were heavily linked with a move for him during
Sesko,
the
yeah.
transfer window, and I actually thought it was gonna happen. Yeah, but let's see. AB is saying, Coach, why do we need a new striker considering Maresca has now moved Neto to center forward? Because that gives us Neto, Jackson Palmer, Mark Gui, the kid that started yesterday. I can't say his name either. 5 center forwards. If you're being truthful to yourself, how many of them do you think is capable of helping us win trophies, or you can say finish in the top 4? If you're being honest, and yeah, the truth remains, Neto had to play again, had to be, and it's a fluid approach anyway, irrespective of how anybody sees it. I think him playing centrally is just a level. Him playing as a striker is just a level. The fact that Neto is playing there shows you will have a problem. And the kid, you can't rely on him. And Jackson, as good as he's been for us, I think we can use him as a second striker, or even on the flanks as a winger, and he still do well. Except if you want us to still have Jackson as a starting number 9, and then you be continue fighting within ourselves that we need. Jackson needs competition. Jackson isn't it. Jackson is not number 9, and yada yada yada. I'd rather us not do that. We have proven strikers out there. That's not saying Jackson isn't good. Jackson was never a number 9. He started playing as a number 9. I think Villarreal. I think they had an issue that time, and we was moved to the central position to operate as a number 9. But unfortunately, we did sign him as a number 9. If we're going by what happened at the time, will he eventually mature as a number 9? Yeah, but if we keep him as our starting number 9, we'd have to be patient with him to mature into you could say a player, a hybrid number 9, because that's what he will always be. In my opinion, I don't know anybody else on the panel want to add to what I already said, given this comment on the screen.
Yeah, look, well, I'll go first. We definitely need another striker, and we need a more physical striker, 100%. Someone that can do the stuff, like I said earlier, that Jackson cannot do in certain games. Low block, especially against low block teams. That is the most important thing. Jackson has not done it against any low block teams. I think against one of them, I think since he's been at Chelsea, he played really well, but the rest, he's always struggled when there's a low block. When there's space and he can link ups, drop back, pull defenders out, run in behind, run around, perfect. But when there is a low block, Jackson has always struggled, and that's why we need a player of a different profile like a Gyokeres that can do that stuff, but he can do all the other stuff as well, much better than Jackson. So
And
yeah,
can
look,
actually
Palmer's not going to do
start
that for you.
alongside Jackson. Both can actually be on the pitch at the same time.
Well, Jackson can play left wing, coach, no problem.
Yeah.
That's where he started his
Or as
career.
a second
He's a left
striker, he
winger,
can operate
basically.
as a second striker.
Yeah, second striker or left winger, no problem. So look, yeah, Palmer can't give you that up front. Unfortunately, as a striker, no chance. Neto, not really built for that. He's done well a couple of games, but like again,
And
we'll have to wait
remember,
and see.
in a fluid approach, he's not operating as a
Correct. Not
number
as a
9.
striker, yes. It's a
No.
fluid approach. He's not going to score. He's not going to get crosses in, score headers, and be physical and beat the defender. And that's not going to happen. Again, Guy's shown some promise in the Conference League, slowly developing throughout the year. It all depends. That's an interesting one. It all depends what he does. If he comes back now and plays in the Conference League and keeps scoring and takes us to the final, and he keeps scoring and he plays in the final and he scores, well then next season, maybe you got that young sort of another third striker, no problem. He doesn't need to go on loan. He could definitely stay and fill it in. It all depends how he does in the Conference League and maybe some Premier League games because he's going to be back much sooner. So we'll wait and see. That's an interesting one. But yeah, we still definitely need, if we want to continue next season to improve, say we finish fifth this season, if we want to go third, second, or we compete, we need that extra striker, especially if we're in the Champions League. You need that extra striker, the extra European games. You're going to need a more physical striker for those games, especially in Europe.
Mm-hmm. You have anybody else on the panel want to add anything to that? All right, I'm guessing no. But if you'd like to, just let me know. I'll stop talking and let you speak.
Yeah, everyone's so quiet. Come on, guys.
Yeah, probably Ty has
and just
gone
let
to
me
bed.
talk. Tobago, what's going on, Ty? Come on.
No.
Go ahead,
I was saying nothing because you said. Well, I probably should have said no. I have nothing else to say because you said if nobody has anything else to say. So.
All
good.
right. We have here, and we still have Felix and Nkunku. That's correct. But those and Ado Nkunku, if you ask him, he'd tell you he's a number 9. I remember seeing a video where he said that. I think it was when he joined us. Let's see. Boniface said in a video, he said he doesn't really like the Premier League. Okay, the comments has now changed. The comment is transitioning into something else. Because this is indefinite. He said he doesn't really like, okay, which means he likes it to an extent. Let's see, Delap is too one-dimensional. He wasn't scoring enough goals in the EFL Championship. What makes you think he will score 15 to 20 goals a season for Chelsea? Yes, then I don't even want a situation where we'd have a single player scoring that much goals. It's usually, for me as an individual, I wonder where the goals are shared between the players. 10, 7, 8. You have a lot of people scoring it, so you don't want a situation where you rely on a single individual to be, you can say, the person scoring a majority of the goals for the team. If he gets marked out of the game, that's it, you're done. That's a serious problem. But
yep.
And I think Manchester City, they did find out the hard way. They're relying so much on Erling Haaland could be an issue, but I think he's working to change that a bit now. It's been a year since you made Poch out as saying that you wanted him gone. I remember that. I will never forget. Yep, I did that. I gave him time, but I didn't even wait. I did promise at the time there was something I said had to happen before I know judge him, but I didn't even wait for that to happen because, I did see a lot of stuff at the time that showed, tactically he was inept. Phoenix isn't finished. He just needs to be patient. He had the opportunity at Chelsea, even though I'd still go back to saying Maresca, he had the perfect opportunity to create a healthy composition between João Felix and Cole Palmer. And I did argue that had he done that, Cole Palmer probably would still be firing on all cylinders right now. I'm not saying he's perfect, but creating such competition will make him, you can say, rotation, which is also a way of creating competition. I think he missed the opportunity to do that, in my opinion.
Exactly,
but still, that's a good player in Felix, but he needs to be patient. And I would say what I learned from Ty, I think his biggest issue is the main guy syndrome.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a huge problem for Felix. The talent is there. Sorry?
I feel special. You said he got something from me.
Oh, yeah. Well, man, we learn from nobody. We learn every day. I think you started saying that during the what's his name, Lukaku, situation. But that's, by the way, even me, you did what? No, Boniface is an excellent player, but that's a small opinion anyway. Big up to you too, Richard Money Makers. Always nice to see you. He says, big up all the legends. I have stopped the protest for our game on Sunday. Another setback. You have? Another setback with my illness. So, okay. But the fans are getting annoyed. Even with wins, we must support our boys and everyone. Get off and hit the like button, and also do subscribe to the channel. I haven't found out who's going to host the next one because the Blue Alliance show or the Chelsea Alliance show will be traveling from one channel to the other once a week every Friday. Chances are we'd make it twice a week, but let's get it started first. But that's by the way, anybody, I don't know. I don't want us to talk about the protest really. I don't want
No,
us to talk
I think we
about the
spoke enough
protest at all. I'm
yesterday
gonna
about that.
sorry.
We spoke enough about it yesterday as well about that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
big up, Rich. Hope you get better. That's no good. You have setback. Hope you get better. And yes, good
yep.
on you
More
for stopping
importantly,
those
apologies
protests.
that I didn't say that. I hope you get better. Rich money makers. Leighton. I think his name is Leighton, right?
Leighton, yes, Leighton.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Go ahead. You
give
were
him,
saying something. Go ahead, Tobeho. Were you saying something?
give him, give him, give him sugar. He'll get better.
Yes,
Coach,
I
did you know
remember
that
that.
Leighton has 4 iPads, a PC, and a laptop? When yesterday, he was doing the watch along, and
And
the
two
phone as well.
devices.
Devices, 7 devices. He's watching games on.
He was doing a watch along. Who was doing?
Yeah.
Leighton.
When we were on Tobago's channel, yes, and he's watching because he kept telling us the score updates from other games. He's watching on 7 different devices.
Mhm.
He's really, really pushing it. I told him take it easy with the sugar, not that many devices, and lower the sugar, please.
All right. Anybody else has anything else to add to the conversation so far before I can give the microphone back to those in the chat? Okay. This from SKFC. Reads in terms of lesser known strikers in their age bracket. Hugo Kitike, Moiskin. Moiskin, is he a striker?
Yeah, he can play there. Yeah, he
Yes,
plays
the
striker.
striker.
Yeah, he's played wing when he was younger, but striker as well. Yes, he's played quite a lot striker.
Moiskin, wasn't he at Everton? Was he
Correct.
Yes, he
on
was.
loan?
Yeah, he's bounced around a lot,
He was,
especially in
right?
Italy. Yep.
Okay. Moiskin, Jonathan David, Liam Delab. I take Jonathan David. His experience. He's not the most physical, but he's an excellent finisher on the day. Just create the chances for him, and he'll put them away. Who else do we have here? And we have Charles saying, "Would be silly to think these directors will sign an experienced striker. I think they do what the manager wants. I get it. A lot of people will still bring up the argument. He's a yes man." But we're all entitled to our respective opinions, but I don't think that's the case. Maresca is not that sort of person. I don't want Boniface. He's just a lower budget version of Lukaku. If you're comparing a Victor Boniface to Lukaku, damn, my goodness, you need to go find a storefront in a farmer's market if you said this. And I'm serious. Did you Anybody else want to talk about this? The comment on the screen. That's seriously not even ridiculous. That's a redonkulous. Comparing calling Victor Boniface a lower budget version of Lukaku. Damn.
That's his opinion. Hey, it's his opinion. It is
Jesus
what it is.
Christ. That's unbelievable, man. Honestly, you need to stop talking football and find a storefront in a farmer's market. Lukaku
Montebego, you go ahead with this
has
one
an
because
awful
you love
first
Lukaku.
touch. Victor Boniface has a delicious first touch. Victor Boniface is an excellent dribbler. Lukaku hardly ever. He dribbles by chance. I can't believe what I'm seeing here. Jesus Christ.
My question to my boss is how much of Boniface has he actually watched? Well, he's not the only person that perhaps puts Lukaku on a higher pedestal than Boniface. But how much of Boniface has he watched for him to say that he's a low budget version of Lukaku with pace?
Oh my goodness. That is seriously an insult, really. I can't, that's unbelievable. Today, I haven't
Tobago,
heard
come on,
you.
man.
What
You're
do
commenting.
your
This
take?
is you, you for
Go ahead.
Tobago. Come on.
no,
I
no,
guess the
no,
elephant in the building.
no, no comment. Overall, I think Victor Boniface is the better version than Lukaku. Lukaku is a good finisher, but again, overall, I'll take Boniface. So I
I'm
don't
not.
understand
Yes,
my
yes.
best here.
The argument isn't even who is better, but the fact that Mabas has the authority, the audacity to say Boniface is a lower budget version of Lukaku. I'm not saying Lukaku is a bad player. He's not a bad player. There are reasons I don't want him. I didn't. I preached that Chelsea shouldn't sign him at the time. Uh, like for instance, he doesn't make dynamic runs, what I call dynamic runs inside the box. Like for instance, if you watch the Barcelona former Bayern striker in Lewandowski, even though he's already in a position, once the ball is in motion to come inside the box, if he sees that a defender, not just him, Harry Kane does it. The best strikers in the world, they do that. If he reads the game and sees that the defender is in a position to stop the ball from reaching him, he adjusts himself to get ahead of the defender to get to the ball. Lukaku hardly ever does that. And he has an awful first touch.
Yep.
I'm
Look,
as bad as he is, he will win the Ballon d'Or under Mourinho or under Antonio Conte, has shown that he can score a billion goals under Antonio Conte. But that's just my opinion
yep.
anyway. But this is, you could say this is an unforgivable offense. Damn. Anybody else has anything else to add to that before?
Look, coach,
Jesus
it's
Christ.
system based. Yeah, like you said, Lukaku can do it very well against if he's played in the right system in the right setup, he can do it very well. But yeah, obviously
It's
the
about,
better
yeah, it's
footballer.
about structuring the team around him to
Correct.
get the best out of him.
Correct. Exactly. I mean, look what Osimhen was doing for Napoli, but Conte didn't want Osimhen. He wanted Lukaku. And he's been proven right because, he's doing it. So yeah, it's all about where he plays, the system he plays, the players around him, how you play him. He's a hold up striker. That's what Lukaku is, and he's very good at doing that. He's one of the best at holding up the ball. That he can do very well. But overall footballer, of course, it's not even close. Boniface is a much better footballer overall.
And yeah, he's a much better overall footballer. Lukaku is a much better stereotypical number 9. I agree
Yeah.
with that, but I don't think that comment, it's an unforgivable offense, and I'm not going to forgive this guy. Jesus Christ, I have never heard anything like that. Okay, let's see other comments we have here. The lab 20k, Gyokeres 45k, Boniface 38k. Okay, who went out and came back? I think it was Tabejo. Let's see what else we have here. Those guys, they're not earning that much really, so clubs will be all over them. I think we only need a special player, not just numbers. We have a really good young squad, and Maresca is ready to imagine Nato in the center, Reece James in the midfield. Reece James in the midfield is something else I want us to talk about. How Chelsea fans are losing their crap over Maresca saying something to the effect of him. We've always known that he will make a good midfielder, and I'll come back to that in a bit. Let's see what else we have here. That new kid who played the striker role yesterday was a clear indication of the recruitment strategy. No, he was in the
No.
academy, and he's actually doing well in the academy too. There was just the opportunity. The manager wanted to try him to see if he can take the opportunity. You watch the game. If I have to sign a striker for Chelsea, then I will go for Conrad, amazing young striker. Gyokeres is the man, and do you think it's going to happen? I really don't know. Jabulani and Zamalo, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding time to join the show. That reads, hello, coach. My wish is that we sign Gyokeres, the lab Kudus, and maybe Osimhen to tweak our sharpness up front at the back. May we get Zabarini of Bournemouth and Castillo Lekeba of RB Leipzig. Okay, Christmas wish maybe. I'm not sure what else to call it. let's see. These strikers are not Premier League proven. That's one thing to bear in mind. His chance, the chance, high chance of them flopping, just get Watkins. I like Watkins. I think he's underrated, but I think we should do a lot more. And one thing you've mentioned there that is the truth that yeah, they're not Premier League proven, but that's not again. Even signing Watkins isn't a guarantee. Doesn't guarantee that he'd do well at Chelsea. Yeah, we signed. Remember where we signed? What's his name? Fernando Torres from. And so, wherever you sign the player from, whoever you sign does carry a measure of risk. Signing a player from the Premier League doesn't guarantee that come and start fighting an Arsenal and as a Chelsea, it doesn't guarantee that. Anything else to get here? SK Watkins is generally not that good, but I think he's underrated. He's a fine finisher, but I don't think we should sign him.
He's
Imagine
nearly
if
30
Osimhen
years old,
rejects
coach. He's too
Manchester
old,
United.
Watkins. No chance.
Sorry?
He's nearly 30 years old, so he's 29, turning 30. No chance. I don't see him. Us going for a player like that. No chance.
Yeah,
No.
so probably we're not going to look at them. Imagine if Osimhen rejects Manchester United and then joins Chelsea. That would be John Obi Mikel's situation when he nearly joined Manchester United, and then next minute he signs for Chelsea. There's also William. There's also Jorginho. It's our thing at the time. Yeah, you have every right to disagree. We're here to have a conversation. Okay, just having a conversation there with someone there. There's also Kuna of Wolves, who is a complete player who can help us a lot, but it looks like he has a discipline issue, in my opinion. We should go all in for Isaac. Give Newcastle Colwell plus 80 million. You don't like Colwell, do you? I get that. Okay. Anything else? I think I'm going to scroll to the very bottom and I'll try the best I can to get your subsequent contributions in the chat. Anybody else want to talk about anything that I read in the comment section before we go ahead? Apologies. I will try to get your subsequent contributions. Rain, please do not make it rain. I appreciate you finding the time to join us. Let's talk about Reece James playing in the midfield as one of the sixes. I didn't quite pay attention to how he operated, but he was a bit disciplined. Chelsea fans, they were losing their crap yesterday that the manager talked about playing him in the midfield, which if I think I've heard a billion Chelsea fans preach that the club should start playing Reece James in the midfield. Why all of a sudden did that become an issue? I'm not sure why, but let's hear you, Ty. Did you read all the stuff on X about Reece James playing in the midfield? Why did it all of a sudden become an issue? Why the fans, they've all the while preached for the managers, for managers we've had, even Pochettino, even Porter, to play him in the midfield. What changed?
That's the funny thing. I even actually I saw all of what was going on, and I also read to have an understanding of what Maresca meant by that. And I mean, it makes sense. I mean, he basically references the time that James had at Wigan, in the latter parts of his loan there, in 2018-19, and literally said that what he can do from
Didn't he
there.
play there for the entirety of the season at the time?
Well, he played as a defender as well as a centre back and a right back. For some parts, and then in the latter parts, he played the midfield and he scored goals from the midfield as he did against Copenhagen. So I don't understand the outcry. I mean, unless it's a case where they're saying if you play as a midfielder, it means you have to do a lot of running and all that, and they're worried he may get injured. But at the same time, he can play there if the application is right. And I mean, the problem with why it perhaps didn't work when Tuchel tried it for a couple of matches before he left. Or was it Tuchel or was it Potter? I don't know which one it was. Somebody got him in the midfield and it struggled and we lost. I think it was probably Potter. I think it was a Champions League match and it went poorly. But he has the capabilities of playing as a midfielder because of what he did. It's just a matter of him having to be molded into that role, and it also adds flexibility and versatility. So I don't see the problem with it. And Maresca's a plan for it. And if what he said is true about the fact that before he even joined or the day after he joined, he sent a video to James saying that this is what I believe you can do, and showed him what he believes he can do, then what's the problem? I don't
And
understand
that
it.
started World War III on X.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it's strange. I guess it's probably more than the fact that Maresca said. I think it's something else. But I'm not gonna get into that.
I will not either. In my opinion, it's just that I don't know what's wrong with the fans. As the late Roger would say, "You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't." I don't know, Dante. Let's hear your thoughts on the fans losing their crap on Maresca because Maresca talked about playing Reece James in the midfield, something they've been calling for, and it worked. Actually, I know it was a boring game, but that was the manager's plan for the game. We didn't want to risk too much. They set a trap for us. They wanted to find spaces to hit on the break. We had to play with caution, knowing that in the second half that would change things around and have the opportunity to get goals. And it worked, except that we considered, you could say, a lazy goal, in my opinion. James did well with, you could say, the issue of his lack of pace and catching up with players if they get to beat him, like Dante pointed out yesterday. But Chelsea fans will always be Chelsea fans. And by the way, Rain just traveled across the states and was, you can say, still haven't settled in properly. Lots of issues, missing one camera. Again, I don't want to talk about it here, but thank you for asking. But Dante, let's hear your thoughts on Chelsea fans complaining about Maresca playing Reece James in the midfield, and you can say, and his comment indicates that yeah, he plans to do that more, and I'm for it because I think if he plays on the flanks like they're preaching and play as a wing back, I think he gets injured in the next few minutes, in my opinion. Um, but in the midfield, as a six, as the one charged with the responsibility to protect our defensive line, I don't think he'd be running quite a lot. He would pair with somebody that would be doing a lot of the, it's the lifting for him, but he will help us control games because he's an intelligent player. He reads the game well too. But let's get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, look, I think a lot of the Chelsea fans that, saying that Maresca's, not using him right. Yeah, I think they're living a bit in the past, unfortunately, because I think that Reece James is no longer. I don't see him being that type of player anymore, bombing up and down, running up and down as a wing back. I don't see him
If
doing
he
that
does
anymore.
that, he will get injured on that 3 minutes.
Yeah, not just to get injured. I don't think he has that. I don't think he has that pace anymore. He's heavier. He's actually even heavier now. He's a little bit bigger, even though it's probably like kilo, max 2. But for at that level, that makes a massive difference. So yeah, he's heavier. He's a bit heavy-footed, and I've noticed this at the start of the season when he did play and then he got injured again. It was exactly the same. He didn't have that anymore. He didn't, even though he was ready to go fit and he did okay for a bit. He just doesn't have that pace anymore to do that type of running that what Maresca requires one of his fullbacks to do. Gusto can do it. He's very light. He can run up and down, no problem, recover. Cucurella can do the same. In Maresca's system, that's you won't see Reece James doing that ever. It's not going to happen again. Like I said, I think it's past him now, and he will probably get injured if he does that. But Maresca doesn't play that way anyway. He plays his fullbacks differently. So I think 100% he suits him more in that defensive midfield role. Now he needs to adapt to that and play a lot better than it has, even though he had an okay game. It wasn't the best. I kept saying in the first half there, Caicedo had to run around Reece James twice to get to a player. Actually had to literally run around him to get to a player to cut him off because Reece couldn't do it. So he hasn't got that quick sort of acceleration. Once he gets up and going a little bit better and he's got a bit of speed, then he's got a bit of speed. But once he slows down, he's not going back up acceleration again. That's gone out of his game. I don't see that at all anymore. I haven't seen it at all. Even like I said, when he was fit, then came back, and I did not see it then either. So I kept telling you that, and I kept mentioning that on here quite a lot. So I think definitely Maresca's seen that as well. And yeah, he played at Wigan in the defensive midfield role, got player of the season, if I remember right, in that position. So he can definitely do it. He's played there, but I think his fitness is still an issue. I think his movement, not fitness, because you got to be pretty much fit to play. Like I said yesterday, you got to be at least minimum 95%, pretty much 100%. But some players, hide a little bit, 95%. But 95% for Reece James, it's more like 60%, not 95%. So I think he still needs to work on his body quite a bit. I think he needs to maybe shed at least a kilo, maybe two max. That
Looking,
makes a massive
is
difference
looking leaner.
at that
You,
level.
you'll find it. You find it looking for an excuse to say meat, right?
The meat has to come
Yeah,
off,
just
coach.
go ahead, say it.
Yes, he needs to lose some meat. Yes, there's no more barbecues now because Poch is gone. So I don't know why he's put on an extra kilo, but yeah. Look, that's the only worry I have. He can play that position pretty well. He's a very good passer, left side, right side, forward, back, no problem. The problem is him covering distance and recovering distance. That's what I see as a big problem, even in that position. Like I said, when I saw Caicedo run around him to make a tackle and get to someone because he couldn't, well then yeah, that was for me, that's very embarrassing for me personally. That would be very embarrassing, first of all. But it's not a good sign. Can he improve? Yeah, hopefully he can. But like I said, from the start of the season, he was like that. He was like this. He was quite leggy, and he's not that player anymore. He hasn't got that burst of speed and that acceleration anymore. So that is a big worry. Hopefully, like I said, they can work on it, and game time, game after game, hopefully it improves. But it is a worry. 100%, it's a worry.
Yeah, thank you. Once again, this is the Blue Alliance Show. You can call it the Chelsea Alliance Show. It will be traveling from one channel to the other. I've asked a question in the group who's going to host the next one. And by the time we're done, we'll be done. I will let you know who hosts the next edition every Friday. At the moment, we have a lot of willing participants. So chances are we'll start going twice a week. Let's see what else we have here before I come. If you have any questions, put it there. Vic is trying to convince us that Lukaku is a better player than Victor Boniface. If you say maybe a better striker, fine. But I don't want to hear anybody tell me once again that, yeah, the Boniface is a Walmart version of Lukaku. I disagree. Let's be honest, Prime Lukaku is incredibly underrated. Do I think the same? Yeah, but his biggest problem is only a select manager, a few managers would get the best out of him. The sort of, you could say, what system that he thrives in. Not many clubs play that way these days. You could call him, he's your stereotypical number nine, traditional number nine, if you like. So when he under a manager that plays with a hybrid approach, I don't think he'd do very very well. Yeah, it is what it is. What else do we have here? Lukaku is is a good striker, I'm guessing. He's not silky. He's not a silky player. He's top orthodox striker. Orthodox is the word there. Yep, not your stereotypical, not a hybrid number nine. He's a stereotypical number nine, traditional number nine, orthodox striker. That's it. And now I haven't said he's a bad player, but it's just redonkulous to argue that Victor Boniface is a Walmart version of Lukaku. Just go away. And Boniface both have the same size, but Boniface has much better. No. You can't change that right now. I'm going with the first thing you said. Lukaku has scored almost 250 goals and 500 appearances. Mabas hasn't stated anything. He said something redonkulous, not even ridiculous. I'm going to repeat myself. I haven't said Lukaku is a bad player, but I don't think it is okay to say that. Come on. If you're looking for a traditional number nine, then take Lukaku. But if you're looking for a more complete player, anytime, again, all day long, I would choose Boniface over him. And that's me. So whatever you want to say, you go ahead and say that. Coach personal agenda against Lukaku after he refused to come. It's just, no, that's not the case. I did fight. What's his name? Tabejo. The first time he was on the panel, because I criticized Lukaku, he logged off. No, but that's by the way. I don't know. Tavejo, let's hear you. You haven't said anything about the manager playing Reece James in the midfield area. I think it's a good idea. I think that's another way of managing his fitness. We don't want him to play just 3 minutes and get injured. But let's say it's if you have anything to add to that. And if you're in the chat, if you have any questions, drop it. We'll try to address it. Um, we have a question here, but I'm gonna wait to see if Tobeho has anything to say. And
Yes,
Crazy
can you
is
hear me?
actually in the house. I'll get to you in a bit, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't understand why the fans are moaning about Enzo Maresca saying that Reece James will do well as a midfielder. And also, it's not a permanent solution. Clearly, you can see when Lavia's not there, he will use Reece James. So I don't understand the argument of the Chelsea fans crying about Reece James playing as a midfielder. How many times did the coaches change their players? For example, Philip Lam used to play as a DM. Even Joshua Kimmich used to play as a right back, now a DM. I don't understand. This is football. It's evolving. So if the manager sees something, let him do it and then you can judge him after. So I don't understand why our fans complain about everything that Enzo Maresca is trying to do. All they do is just moan, 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 moan. I don't understand. I don't
Yeah,
understand, bro.
it's the
Can
fans
you
that
please
hate
say
the
all they
ownership.
do is cry, 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 cry,
Yeah, look,
brother?
it's mostly the fans that hate the ownership, so it's just a way of having a go at the ownership and at the club, basically.
Yeah. I mean, it's deep, really. But I'm gonna say hello to Maya, the rapper. Maya, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Before I come back to that question from Jabulani Zumalo, big up to you too, bro. Much love. Always nice to see you. And Crazy, my bro from another mother. Always nice to see you. Bless up, Kichila. On the striker situation, my only interest is Gyokeres. Wow, that's serious. I think I need to put up a poll to see who the fans would rather see the club sign. Coming back to this, Dante, I'm going to come back to you again. This reads, Coach, what's your view on Chelsea signing Rafael Leao from AC Milan, Morgan Rogers of Aston Villa? Morgan Rogers, probably, if you ask me which of the two players do I think would end up signing, I say Morgan Rogers. But Histon, Liao, there was a time I wanted him at Chelsea. I've gotten to know him a lot more. You can argue, maybe I'm speaking as an outsider. I don't work for AC Milan. Um, he has that main guy syndrome, a main guy issue too. But Heston, let's just forget about the main guy issue of a thing and talk about his behavior off the ball. He will be awful in the Premier League, and Chelsea fans will smoke him alive. I don't think he'd be a good signing
I
for us, and
agree with you.
I don't believe the rumors that we're actually interested in signing him. For me, that report for me, absolute house dog in my opinion. But that go ahead, Tobago, since you already started speaking. What do you make of that? Do you think
I
it,
I don't want
yeah.
this guy at Chelsea. He's so awful off the ball. His attitude stinks. So I don't want that kind of player at Chelsea.
I'd
Like you
rather
said,
Joao Felix.
I rather play Terry George there. Like this guy, man. At first, AC Milan a lot of times. This guy doesn't offer something in terms of defensively. I take it, yes, he's doing well, but again, sometimes not doing well. But in terms of as a player overall, I don't want him at Chelsea. Like you said, Chelsea fans are going to smoke him because of his attitude, work rate, and everything.
It's not gonna work. That's just my opinion. Taye, let's hear it. Then we go to Dante to get his opinion on Rafael Leao. His attitude off the ball stinks. It's not gonna work. It's that simple, really.
Rafael Leao,
Hmm.
stay away from him, and that's about it. I mean, in terms, he's a very lazy player, that's for sure. I mean, people talk about a lot of players that we've had at Chelsea and even currently at Chelsea who are lazy in terms of tracking back. Um, if you get Rafael Leao, you're literally just continuing the pattern of having players that don't come back and drop deep to support in defending. So I don't know. He had a lot of promise, but all of that potential appears to have fizzled out, in my opinion. And the big pop that he got, it's no non-existent.
Yeah, and plus, actually, before we forget, the price tag will be will be redonkulous. Yeah. Um, but Danteles, your thoughts, Rafael Leao, given the comment on the screen.
Well, everyone said exactly, pretty much. I have to repeat myself, but this is also AC Milan's doing. They want to move him while they can for a lot of money because, yeah, otherwise no chance. So this is pretty much AC Milan's doing quite a bit. Them getting that out there. It's from an Italian source as well. So yeah, look, they want to sell him. They need the money, and he's one of the prime assets. But like the guy said, and you said, Coach, it's pretty much he is one of those. He started a bit younger, really good, high promising player. Went to Italy, and unfortunately got used to that style of more slow play and not really, tracking back in that system. So yeah, he's not suited to Chelsea at all. We would have to change our system completely if he came to Chelsea. So it makes no sense. And yeah, there's nothing much more to talk about it, really, to be honest.
Absolutely. Not too much more about to talk about Rafaelia. If you have any questions and you're in the comment section, drop it in. We'll try to address it. I'm going to be skipping a lot of stuff to get to the very bottom. Crazy E here is saying, bless up to you too. I think I've read that. Gyokeres, yeah. I wouldn't mind Gyokeres. Let's see. I take Victor Boniface or Gyokeres. I take Boniface over Gyokeres, but that's just me. Maybe the Nigerian part of me is pushing me towards him. Reece James, but I'm usually not biased. I've again, for instance, I've told people why I don't think we should sign Viktor Osimhen, and I'll die on that hill. Let's see, Reece James and Enzo Casado Lavia. That is a Premier League winning midfield. If they all can stay fit, yeah, I like the midfield really. Reece James would do well there. Don't play him as a wing back anymore. He gets injured after 5 minutes. Let's see. In the midfield, Bruno Gyokeres is a must-have to boost Casado. I don't think we need to sign any more midfielders, in my opinion. Amogo is actually good. He can operate as a CM and as a DM. Puts in tackle. He's fearless. He's aggressive. He's agile. So I don't think we need to sign any other midfielders, in my opinion. Morgan Rogers is better than Rafael Leao. Leao can be explosive. I've explained my issues with him. You want Bruno Gyokeres at Chelsea, he would be a perfect traditional CDM. I don't think we'll be signing any other midfield. Anybody else on the panel want to talk about that?
Yeah, no, we've got people keep forgetting we've got Santos coming back. So no, there will be no other midfielders. Leslie Guchuku, Santos. No, there will be no other midfielders coming in. I don't see that, especially with Reece James playing there as well now. That's even more. So yeah, I don't think that there's no chance any midfielders coming in, to be honest.
Yeah, it just wouldn't make sense, honestly. Crazy E here is saying he did a decent job, still has some learning. Maybe I'd say adaptation, because he's played there already at Wigan. Ty did mention that, and he did well. I don't know whether it was for the entirety of the season at the time. He has what it takes to play there, and I think we're better off deploying him there than playing him and expecting him to be overlapping, underlapping. He probably will get injured in 3 minutes on the pitch. Yeah, he did play well in the midfield. Maya, I agree with you. What else do we have here? Anything else serious? Do you have questions? Drop it in the chat. Yeah. Let's see. We have to still do something for Roger. I promised we'd do that, but it wasn't easy to settle in. Struggles, but we'll do that. Premier League doesn't give inexperienced kindergarten kids time to grow. Premier League is for players to come and hit the ground running. not waiting for 17, 18-year-old kids. Time to grow on the pitch. Okay, we'll see what happens. Anything else here? Let's see what else we have here. Reece James. Any questions? If you have any questions, drop in the comment section and we'll try to address it. Okay, Santos is physical enough. The boy has that dog, yep, in him. If only he had gotten minutes in the forest alone. Yeah, but I'm happy he's doing well at Strasbourg. I don't think had he stayed, the chances are that he will not be playing that much. Yeah, so I'm happy he went on loan and the manager, everybody has proven that yeah, he should be part of the squad. But even at that, when he comes back, he still has to prove it that yeah, he should be starting games. Otherwise, I think I don't know. Except if what guarantees that he plays week in week out would be if before his return we sell a player or maybe send another player out on loan because that midfield is still very tight in terms of game time. But that's a small opinion anyway. What else do we have here? Yeah, he did that. It looks like wow, I'm far behind. I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom. Apologies to all of you. If I try to read everything you have there, that'd be the only thing we'll do for the rest of the show. Anything else? I can't complain. And nice to see you one night. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you saying hello to me. This says a bad attitude can be adjusted, but you cannot adjust mediocre players. Leao's attitude and laziness can be fixed. He's better than Sancho and Madrid. Heston, bad attitude, can it be adjusted? I'd say yes. But one thing that's difficult to usually fix in players is behavior off the ball, especially one that's no longer no longer a kid. How old is Leao now?
I
How
think
old?
24, 5. Is he 25? Can't remember.
Yeah, at that age is usually to fix off the ball issues. That's just my opinion. Yeah, I get it. The bad attitude thing, for me, not much of an issue. That's something that's very common with good players. It's either they're arrogant or they behave in a manner that fans interpret as bad as being, you can say, as being as bad behavior. But that's a small opinion. It's very common, which was why when people were saying we shouldn't sign what's his name, the guy that later on went to Saudi Arabia from Aston Villa, when people were arguing we shouldn't
He's
sign him.
25.
Who? He's 25. Yeah, at 25, I think usually difficult to correct off the ball issue.
Yeah, he'll be
Yeah.
26 in a couple of months, I think. So yeah, his
Yes.
attitude you can change. Laziness, that cannot be fixed.
No.
Laziness
cannot.
is not getting fixed. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, but
that's something you fix earlier stages of the person's career, if that
yeah,
makes sense.
that is not happening at that age. Can guarantee you now. Yeah, he's not going anywhere from Italy. He'll be playing in Italy, in my opinion, for a long time.
I do agree with you. Any questions? Any questions? If you have questions there, drop it. Looks like Tabejo has power now. We can see him on cam. Tabejo, by the way, are you hosting the next? Are you hosting the next week's show?
I'll let you know during
Say
the week
yes.
because
Say yes.
no, I can't say yes because coach knows my problem now in my country.
Yeah,
So
power issues. Yeah, so
yeah, we have a lot of power issues at the moment. So I can't say yes and then
Listen, you
on
can
Friday.
host it. Let's do this. You can host it even if you don't have power. I can host for you until power comes around. Then you take over. I
Okay,
don't
no
want us to
problem.
miss. Let's try and be. You can say consistent. Every Friday we must have the Chelsea Alliance show.
Okay,
Perfecto.
no
I
problem.
like that.
Yeah,
Fridays. Yeah, Friday's a good day for me as
Talking
well.
about timing, that's a good one.
that's a good one,
Look
right?
at
You
this
like it,
guy.
Dante?
About timing and discipline, that's a really good one, coach. Yep.
Yeah, because
Wow.
it's not
Time and
not your thing, right? All right, questions. If you have questions, bring it up. We'll try to answer it. Kuchila, the reason why I chose Osimhen is because I've been wanting Osimhen at Chelsea. So not a good reason. The reason things you should look at is whether he do well under Enzo Maresca. Osimhen is an excellent traditional number 9. To an extent, he's good on the ball. He has, to an extent, he has good touch. The question is in a fluid approach where the manager doesn't, you can say, one doesn't want their number nine to be, you can say, just be positioned in the central area, uh, where the manager uses a fluid approach that number nines move to the flank, either on the left or on the right hand side, drop deep, participate in the play. Osimhen can do those things, but not, you could say, to an extent, you could say he's good at it. That's just me. If we had Mourinho as our manager, I'd say get him. He'd make him one of the best strikers in the world. But Enzo Maresca, I'd say he must change the way he plays to accommodate Osimhen. And if we have to pay something not of 60, 17 million pounds to sign Osimhen, he comes to Chelsea. If the manager doesn't change his approach, continues playing with a fluid approach, with an approach where all of our goal scoring chances, we don't channel all our goal scoring chances through a single individual, then Osimhen will not score anything close to his best season at Napoli or even in Turkey right now. Chelsea fans will not consider those factors. They will turn on him. They know, but they don't have time to consider. Yeah, the manager plays with a fluid approach. Osimhen, we don't channel all our goal scoring chances through him. Whenever we get to the final third, all they want is for him to measure his best season as Napoli. So Osimhen would be a signing that will not make sense. It will be probably turn out to be the Lukaku situation part two, and I don't want to see that. There are a multitude of reasons. His overall ability as a footballer. I'm not saying he's a bad striker. He's an excellent striker, but we need a much better, you can say, all-rounded player than him. Except if the manager believes, yeah, he will get the best out of him, then our approach needs tweaking. We have to be putting a lot of balls into the box. Oh, I did not say that. Dante will
Breathe,
like that one.
breathe, coach. Breathe, 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 breathe.
He
I'm
needs a
breathing.
lot of
I'm
balls
trying.
around his head all the
I'm
time.
trying my best. All
The
right.
moment,
What do
the
we have
moment it
here?
came from your mouth, I know you're in trouble. The moment you said it.
All right. Plus, since Maresca is using that double 10, he can play double tens with one lone striker. Then the fullbacks will overload. So, um, uh, uh, yeah, longest time indeed. And I think I've said hello to you. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Anything else here? Lusula, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. If you have any questions, drop it in the chat. Anybody else on the panel? Do you have question for the panelists? Go ahead, shoot for it. Let's see. Let's try and address it. Yeah, of course. That's the only thing you heard, right, Vic? You didn't hear anything else from me, right?
Yes, actually
Okay.
surprised you have only two balls in the back there, coach.
Yeah, exactly. That's the standard, isn't it?
Okay, okay, all right.
Listen, I have a done in mind, so don't drag me to that direction. I
One
don't
on the
want that.
right, one on the left.
Yeah,
Oh, that's you see it, and he did it on purpose. Oh my goodness.
I really do want to go to heaven. Anybody else? Again, any questions from the panelists so we can try and answer it before we move on?
So actually, I have a question.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I will start with Ty this one because the goal we considered last night against Copenhagen. What are your thoughts about it? Who should we blame in that particular goal? Because a lot of players made a mistake. I think KDH, Reece James, even Levi, also Sanchez was sleeping. So, Ty, what are your thoughts about that goal?
Man, on the spot, on the spot, on the spot. Oh, that's a sticky one. I'm gonna go the safe response and say that it's not just one player because looking back at the goal, obviously we know it was avoidable, But I've always said that the way that the team sets up for defending set pieces, if a team is able to have a play with good air ability, is going to be a goal. And then looking at that, the closest player to the one there's who's that? I'm looking at the goal. Yeah, Dewsbury Hall is the one that was closest to the whoever the guy is that scored for them.
But should that have
Um,
been the case, Ty?
no, that's I'm saying the way
Because
that they set up. I'm saying the
yeah,
way that the players are set up,
poor
it's bad
poor
because
poor organization, right?
yeah, and that's what the goal was considered because Dewsbury Hall was in no man's land. He wasn't looking, he wasn't marking that player, and realistically, everybody else was marking their player. So Dewsbury Hall more so because it literally came, the player came from behind where Dewsbury Hall was. So I don't know. I'm gonna say Dewsbury Hall because everybody else was marking a player, but that's what they did, and I have to give credit to that team as well because they realized that man marking is going on there, so you have that one free man. So and Dewsbury Hall wasn't marking a player, so Dewsbury Hall most likely is the option because I don't see anybody else who you can really say didn't do their job.
Yeah. Let's say you if you're there, Dante. It looks like did we lose Ty or okay he stopped talking. Dante, you called it a lazy goal or lazy defending. I can't
Yeah,
quite
yeah,
remember the term you used. Which is it? Which was it, and why do you think that was the case? So
yeah.
sorry to Bill. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, look, it was very lazy defending, to be honest. It started with KDH. He's marking space. Okay, so he's not a very tall guy. He's a very small guy. He's marking space basically. But yeah, he should be still be putting a body on that man because that started off as his man. But the laziness comes in. Reece James next, watching that happen. He's actually watching that happen, and he just watches it. Again, you need to put a body. You need to cover Cole. Cole was the man there at the pretty much at the back post. Reece James is experienced. He should know that. You cover Colwell at the back post. The ball is very likely going to the back post. Uh, and that's a good tactic that a lot of team uses against us, especially a team called Liverpool. Every time we play them, that is one of their main tactics. Salah and other players, they just cross the ball to the back post because we always struggle for some reason at that back post. I don't know why, but that's a clear tactic that teams use against us, and we still haven't addressed it. Like I said, started with KDH, Reece James, and then Colwell. Colwell was watching everything, very lazy defending, just sort of backtracked a bit, pretended to jump. He didn't really even jump much. It's just a little tiny pretending jump.
He pretended to
He
jump.
pretended to jump. Did his foot leave the
Yeah, he
ground?
did. Look
What?
at him. That's not a jump. He's just, let me try. Nah. I'll just, I'm pretending to defend, but it's not, that's not defending. You don't get up off your feet like that for that ball. You go to the man, go where the ball's going. He's just watching the ball. That's what he's doing. And that's very lazy.
The
That's just
guy that
very lazy
scored that
defending.
goal
And it's not the first time he's done it.
was it Carlos? What's his name?
Who?
Is it his thing where I think poor organization may well be the reason why the guy it was practically a free header.
Gabriel
Yeah.
Piliana.
And not just him. There was
Gabriel.
another player next to him.
Yeah,
So so
Piliana.
so I
And
think
that was
the whole
James's
thing,
man. One of the other one
yeah.
was James's man. And that's what I said. It started KDH, then Reece James, then Colwell, and then add, just like Tobega said, add Sanchez to that. Sanchez, he's looking at it, wants to come out, nope, gets his footing wrong, steps back, and then jumps in the net because he's all over the place dancing because he doesn't know what he's doing because yeah. So that comes down more to IQ, and that we know that Sanchez doesn't have that. And the same with Colwell, unfortunately, this season. That those split moments when you got to have that IQ to know what you have to do, you need to be switched on, and that was just lazy, switched off. And like I said, Colwell just jumped a little bit, ball watching basically, not really going for the ball, not really jumping, not really at least putting a body on his man. What's happening behind him, no awareness. So it comes down to IQ and laziness that they go from all four of those players. So yeah, like Tobego said, it's a problem, and especially the back post is always a problem. Like I said, Liverpool, they score every single game we played them. They scored like that every single game. It is such a tactic they use because they know there's no one at that back post never, and yeah, it is a symptom of a very young team, but I expect better. The one I
Can I
expect
say
better
this
from there.
quickly? The
Yeah,
basics is
it's
organization
basic.
first.
Yeah, it's very basic.
Matching, yeah, matching players with players that are too tall than them. You don't want to mismatch.
Yeah, look, it happens, coach, and we have a lot of short players. It's not a problem mismatching. That is not a problem, Pete. That's a myth. All you got to do is keep a body on someone. When you're jumping and you've got a body on someone,
I
that head
mean,
is
in
not
the
going the
process
way
of
it's
keeping
supposed
the
to
body,
go.
sometimes you may end up committing a foul that leads to us conceding
No, no,
a
no. Well,
penalty.
that's the difference between Sunday league and
Listen,
a professional.
I've seen it, and I'd rather see them organize. You say, go to this guy. This guy is taller than me. Switch up. If it's because listen, when there's a mismatch, it's an issue for me. I get your point. A
Yeah, yeah,
mismatch
yeah.
is a serious issue. You'd have to do a lot to stop a much taller person
Yeah, but you got to at
in a
least
dead
do
ball
it.
situation.
You got to at least
You
put
get
the
my
effort
point?
in. You can't be lazy and just watch the ball and not do nothing.
And
Minimum
no,
you
no,
have to
I
do is at least,
understand. You should do
yeah,
something, even a little
correct.
bit
Put a
of
body on them.
nudge, a long way, but that's a huge risk with the nudge and everything else one can do to stop a much taller person, which could lead to your team conceding a penalty.
No, no, coach. No, just a little touch. You're just basically standing your spot in front of them so they can't jump properly. It's not never a foul. It happens a billion times at every corner. The really good defenders always do it, and all the defensive teams are very good at it. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. It's just laziness and ball watching. Like I said, they switched off. Just simply switched off for that goal. It was a
Let me
complete
see if I
breakdown
have
from all.
someone on my side. Tabel, do you agree? Do you agree that it's not important to like check match players properly if they are you say if an opposition is too tall then a certain player just switch it around and find somebody that will match their height.
Yeah,
Just agree with me. Just agree with me, please.
Just give him a lifeline.
but
Agree.
no, but, but it all depends in terms of leadership, coach. We need a leader just to push the players. You need to mark this player because it's tall. But we don't have that. We're just marking for the sake of marking. No one is giving instructions. Well, the time we had Thiago Silva, he was giving instructions.
Correct. Yeah.
But now no one is giving instructions. That's the issue that we're having at the moment in terms
Look,
of set pieces.
Tosin is the one that has been very good and very vocal of that. I've seen him do it quite a
But he
lot.
cannot be everywhere in terms of marking.
Correct.
you know
Unfortunately, he wasn't that near that play. He was more on the other side of that for that play. The one I blame the most is Reece James. He's the captain. He's the experienced player. He's the one I should. He was watching everything. He's in the right position. He can see Cole. He can see the ball coming in. He can see the two players at the back post because one of them was his. For me, a lot goes on the more experienced player. At least vocal talk. Sanchez as well as the keeper, experienced player. He's got to be talking more and doing more. He's not doing it either. But that's why I said it's an all round goal from those players because yeah, it's just a bit of laziness. They just took it for granted. Like I say, they didn't look. They just watched the ball. Some of them. The other one just jumped a little bit, and you had two free players at the back post, and Sanchez dancing in goal because he doesn't know what he's doing. So yeah, it's a complete breakdown, and yeah, it's very bad defending and very lazy as well.
Ty, you joining me or you joining Dante? Let's hear you.
Oh. um. mm.
Come on, man, you're not in a community meeting, just speak.
Attention, come on, Ty.
Oh, jeez, man. Oh no, this is bad. All right.
Like Ty, let me explain my point again, maybe that will convince
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Do that.
like
They will help me.
And read Charles's message in the meantime.
like simple organization, like looking at finding out that maybe Kukurea is marking let's say Zuma. Wouldn't it be right to say, yeah, you move on, let me mark him? You'd be better off marking a much, you can say somebody that's not that as tall as Zuma, because a
Nope.
mismatch creates a situation where the smaller player needs to do a lot to stop the taller player or bigger player to make it even more, you can say, reflective of the situation, because that Gabriel guy is much bigger than the person. Even Reece James, I don't think will stop him. If you say you could
He
say
wasn't
there are
poor, coach.
some a lot of ways to stop him, but it could lead to you conceding a penalty. Ty, be convinced. Come on, be on my side. Let's hear
Yeah.
No,
you.
no, no. But if that's what you're saying, then I do agree because it's common sense. You cannot have a shorter player marking up a player that's either good in the air because it's not about. I wouldn't say it's more so about height because
Thank you.
a
It's
short.
common sense, and we all know Dante doesn't have common sense. Go ahead.
But I'm not going down that. I'm not going down that road with you. But what I will say is that it makes sense that you don't have a mismatch because as the example you gave, if Cooker is one of the shortest players that we have, so if you have him um
But
defending a
Cucurella's
set
our
piece.
best defender, and Cucurella, if he's marking a taller guy, I can guarantee you now that guy's not getting a good header off because he's
Well,
putting
okay,
body on
well,
him,
okay. In term
using
that,
all of his
and
experience.
that's why I'm saying that in terms of height, I wouldn't say height, but if you know a player is not the greatest aerially, because we don't really have good players aerially. If we did, we would be scoring more goals from corners. But if you want a greater chance, you don't put a player that has that weakness to mark that. And I think in the way that we were set up, for example, for the Copenhagen goal, that is a perfect example. And as you said, lazy defending. And yeah, it's lazy defending, but also it's a case where these players don't know how to defend early. So you don't put certain players and you ensure that you scout your opponents to see which players are good early. And when you do that, you minimize that possibility. So I have to agree with coach in the sense
Don't
that you
worry,
have to.
Ty. Thank you. Trebejo doesn't.
No, coach.
Dante doesn't
The
have
guy
common
can.
sense. I like the way you put it.
The
Trebejo, I
alliance,
sent
the
you a
alliance is
message.
strong.
I sent you a message. Go ahead, Dante.
Just saying, the alliance is strong.
Hmm. We've come a long way.
Of course, of course.
I am tired. Okay, let's see. There's a question from Maya, but I'm gonna scroll down a bit, talk to people, and then come back up here if you don't mind. First, Dante, let's see. Cucilla Bastoni of Italy fit our style at the
Yeah.
back line. I think he can fit everything. He's an excellent defender, honestly. In my
He
opinion,
would
I
be
don't see
ideal. Yeah.
anything. Yeah, but I don't think we'll be able to sign him. What else do we have here? Colwell is a pretender. Dante did that, not me. Maya, I'll go back to your question in a bit, but let me say hello to this guy I don't like. The striker I also would go for is Mika Biebert. Is that how you pronounce it? The guy scored 10 hat tricks. Wow. He's on fire. And the blue Tiffle game. Always nice to see you, bro. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join us this evening. That's a tap in. Who did the tap in? Not me. I did not do any tap in. You know that. Where's the Maya's question? Um, Dante, I'll come back to you. He reads, question for the panel. Do you think that Enzo Maresca should change or adapt new tactics for this system to suit some specific players like we saw with Reece James, Enzo, KDH, Nato, and even Jackson? I'm going to say this anyway. Maya, I like you, but one of the biggest myth, do I need an S there? One of the biggest lie, maybe, one of the biggest myth I've heard, again on X, is that Enzo Maresca isn't flexible. I don't know what games people were watching, how many times we've changed our approach. Sometimes we go into games with scattergun approach. Sometimes we go with a more reserved approach. Sometimes we soak up pressure and then hit the opposition on the break. But after scoring a few goals, we slow things down. Sometimes we play our fullbacks operate in a traditional manner. Sometimes they invert. After all those things, how can someone still come and argue, yeah, that he's one dimensional? That's unbelievable. But that's it. The question on the screen. Let's hear you. I think he's flexible. I think he's been changing things around to help players do better. That's just my opinion. But let's hear from Dante.
Yeah, coach, that's a very big myth. No, that's completely wrong. He's especially in that first 10 games, he's changed a lot. We played basically first game of the season completely different, second, third, all changed. Even recently now, as we've seen. So yeah, it's just a big myth. I don't know why it keeps going on. I don't know why it's a thing. This is something that the Leicester fans, when we signed Maresca, said quite a lot. If I remember, Tobago had a Leicester fan on his channel, if I remember right, and a lot of them were saying that, and so it just made the news when we signed, and everybody saw those headlines, and they're just sticking with it. It looks like it, but no, he had different type of players at Leicester, completely different from what we have. So he's definitely changed that up a lot and changing it. And Maya's question there, he's yeah, exactly right. He's changed his system quite a lot. Like you said, Reece James, he's played right back, right centre back, defensive midfielder. He's overlapped in one game when he played early in the season. Enzo, centre midfield, defensive midfield, around the attacking midfield. So he's played in
We've
three
played
different
with
positions.
4-1-4-1 variations of
It's been
formations.
yeah, it's
I
been
don't
four
know
three
where
four two
that's
one.
coming
It's
from.
been 3-1, 5-1. It's been it's so many different formations, inverting from the left, inverting from the right, not inverting at all, overlapping on the outside, inverting into 10, inverting. I can go on and on. It's just one of those silly comments that fans are stuck on. I have no idea why, but it just continues for some reason. But it's a massive myth.
Yeah,
Yeah, also,
I'm gonna again I'm gonna be off camera for a bit. I'll be back in a few minutes. Tobeho will take over and we have Dante here, the captain of Chelsea Perspective. But this is Blue Alliance show. He's a visitor here. He knows
Yeah,
that,
I'm not
and
a
he
captain
doesn't have
today.
common sense anyway. I didn't say that. All right, I'll be right back, guys.
okay, no problem. Also, another thing that we are hearing, Dante, from a Chelsea fans. Remember when we were doing well, they were saying that we're going to win the league, we're going to challenge the league. Now we are doing badly. Enzo Maresca is a fraud.
Yeah,
Is why players are regressing under him. Kolpama under our former coach was doing very well. This season is regressing. I don't understand. These players are not robots. They won't perform at their best all the time. So I don't understand the argument saying that some players are regressing. They can say that, but again, Cole Palmer is not a machine. He will get his bad moments and then come back. So that's the issue we're having with this fan base.
yeah. Look, it's all over the place. Exactly what you say. That's with every season of every coach. Some players will regress. Some will get better. The tactics are different, so they adapt. It's always going to be that case. It's just something again, just nitpicking and having a go. It's mostly those fans that really hate the owners and want the owners out and blah blah blah. It's mostly those pushing those agendas. Most of them, anyway. But yeah, look, we've touched on this quite a lot. He's not a one-dimensional coach. He changes it up a lot, especially in those first 10 games. If people go back and actually watch the games, how differently we played in some of those games, different formations, different lineups. Yeah, it's a lot. He changed it a lot. He was changing it even at halftime. He changed it maybe 3 or 4 times. He may change it at halftime to the formation. So in game, out of the game, he's always changed There's nothing new. Yeah, he's got a certain style that he likes and a certain more formation that he's comfortable with. But to say that he's not flexible and to call for him to get fired when we're basically fourth, fifth, still in a Champions League spot. Yeah, right. That's just ridiculous. That's just an agenda, unfortunately. Like I said, it's most of the other fans those ones that wanted our owners out from the start because they're American and they're going to run our club into the ground and make us bankrupt, and they don't care about winning and blah blah blah. But yeah, Ty, if you have anything else to add to it.
I will say everything except for the owners thing because that's very controversial. Um, in term, well, obviously, there's been changes to the tactics. Adapting a new tactics is something that always happens because you can't play the exact same way every game, and we've never played the exact same way in any game at all. Every game is different. Every opponent is different, so that's not true. And as Mari said there, we have seen players like Reece James be utilized in different ways. Enzo is a perfect example as well. Neto, definitely. Well, I'm just gonna simply say that the examples that he gave are actual valid ones that show it. So in a sense, he answered this question in the question. So yeah, I mean the tactics do change and there are tweaks to it. Obviously, as you said, Dante, there are instances where there's inverting going on, and one side inverts, the other side doesn't, or it changes as the game goes on, or it doesn't at all. So the tactics obviously do change, and the way that the games are approached do change, because there's a slower tempo, there's more keeping the ball and then trying to hit the team when they commit too much players forward, and you run in behind that. So there are things that have obviously shown that the tactics does change over time, and it will continue to change. Maresca is not about predictability, and that's why people struggle to understand what he's about, because they're used to it being this way or no way at all. So at the end of the day, that's the problem, and it takes actually looking at matches, and that's why I always say it's important to rewatch matches and not to just watch it in the moment where you want the team to win, because
100%,
you're
yeah.
you're gonna miss a lot of things. So it's important that you ensure that you rewatch the game, because when you do, you realize the application is different, and you realize that certain players are being used differently than you actually saw in the beginning.
Yeah, and also something to add. If it happens that we keep Enzo Maresca for next season, I don't want him to change his style of play because sometimes it confuses a lot of players. For example, look at that Mikel Arteta. Arsenal were playing very well last season. They almost won the league, but they bottled it. This season they're playing differently. That's why they are not consistent anymore, because Mikel Arteta is overthinking. So they want Enzo Maresca to change what he believes in. Let it the players know every single drill that he will do. So that's my take on that. So Ty, anything you'd like to add?
I don't want the beautiful game to say I'm tapping in or anything, so I'll just leave it there.
Coach is the master of that. We don't need more tap-ins.
Yeah, you don't need that, man. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ask more questions, guys, because I'm
Just
trying
yeah.
to
Sorry,
go
Tobago.
ahead.
My boss asking a question there. If you see it, he's just saying that
Which one?
Maresca saying that Chelsea is not ready to challenge for the title has got the players in their heads. That's why they went on that bad run, because Maresca told them they're not ready to challenge for the title. What do you think about that one?
Man, Enzo, I'll keep on saying this. What Enzo Maresca is saying in the media doesn't mean he will tell the players during the training deal they take where they are planning for a game. No, 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 no. Enzo Maresca is just looking at this players' mentality, young squad. Do you think we in the Premier League history can win the league with these kids? Even last season, we are doing very well, but again, sometimes we're slipping up. Especially the cup final, like Carabao Cup, the FA Cup semi-final, we lost because of little things. So overall, I don't think these players are ready. We need some more experienced players, but again, I don't want to dwell on that because we know the model of the club at the moment. So I don't understand what people are saying, that what Enzo Maresca is saying in the media is the same thing that is feeding his players. I don't think so. Ty,
The thing I think that is a very I think that that's false, because to say that because Maresca said that, no, that's not true. Because i- it's it's a strategy that we've seen many managers use, when they are in the title race, or when they believe that they're challengers. Liverpool did it up until recently, where we saw players like Trent coming out and saying that we're taking it game by game and all that, and even the players that kept being asked, and when the media were trying to push players like Cole Palmer, Nicholas Jackson, among others, to say that yes, they are in, they still had a strategic response that aligned with what Maresca was saying. So I don't believe it's because Maresca said, "Oh, you guys are not," said to the media that they're not ready. That's what he told them behind the scenes. No, I'm sure that the plan would have been that let's just try to get as much wins and get as much positive results as possible, you don't want to put too much pressure on the players because they are young players. But I don't think because he said that okay, he says okay, let us just be lackadaisical and start playing like we don't know to play football. No, it's just a poor slump that was always going to happen, and because the cracks were always there, it was going to happen because perfection does not exist. So it was going to happen. It's just a case of poor timing. And plus, I don't know why fans are pretending as if we don't have a rough time in December. That's the make or break part of any season that we've had in recent time. And even when Chelsea quote unquote were in a title race, even on the Tuchel Lampard the second season, December was the period that was where the slump started to happen. So I just think it was just poor timing that Maresca said that and then we started losing matches. I don't think it's anything more than that.
Yeah, and then I think in the near future we need to change that because, like you said, even under Thomas Tuchel, Lampard, we all struggle in December. I don't understand why, but that needs to change in order for us to be in a better place when it comes in the January transfer window. So, Dante, what is your thoughts about the question of you asked us from my
Yep.
past?
Yeah, look, I definitely don't agree with that. That's just a silly statement of people saying that, and my boss saying that. There's no way that's got nothing to do with it. Like you say, Tobago, you know, media in the media they say a lot of it not quite scripted, but they do have a media person they're briefing them on what to say. Pretty much, they keep it pretty real. So it's always going to be about protecting the players. It doesn't matter how bad they are, what they're doing. They're going to protect the players pretty much every single time. And you've seen that Maresca do quite a lot of that with Sanchez and other players. He's always going to protect his players, no matter what. We've also seen him criticize some of his players, and he has called out some players, but that's for a different type of effect. Obviously, that's Reece James, for example, the captaincy. You know, he wanted more. Obviously, behind the scenes, he probably told him we need a bit more. He didn't do it, and he made it public just to put a bit of pressure on him. And obviously, it's worked because recently he's been talking quite a lot about it, how good captain he is, and he's improved a lot. And he's really praising him lately. So that's obviously worked. So that's, like I said, it's a different type of criticism. But yeah, look, December is a tough team for pretty much most teams. Have a tough in December. December is when the fixtures pile up, that December January period. It is freezing in England and a lot of the European countries. It's very cold. It's absolutely freezing, and yeah, it's the festive season as well. So there's a lot of holidays. There's a lot of stuff players do outside of football off the pitch at that time of period. They do a lot, as in media and promotions and stuff like that. There's a lot happening. It's always been traditionally a big problem for a lot of clubs because of that. It's just there's a lot happening. There's a lot less sleep happening and a lot of games and a lot more commitments. That's why if you get through that period and you're good, most of the time they go on to win the Premier League or even other country championships. If you really get through that period really well, so yeah, it's one of those tough, and that's even here when I played, that was always tough. It's like a tough period, not for the same reasons, similar reasons, but more for the heat because it was way too hot here. It doesn't snow. It was summer here, so it was absolutely like hot playing in 34-degree days in the sun. It's not nice. So yeah, but it just builds up, builds up, builds up, and there's a lot of stuff happening around you. It just and plus the family and stuff off field. People forget that these are actually human beings. They got families, they got off field issues, and they've got so many other commitments off field. Especially when you're pretty much a celebrity, especially in England. They're all celebrities, all of them. It doesn't matter if you're playing for Bournemouth, playing for Fulham, or if you're playing for Chelsea, especially for the bigger clubs. They're all celebrities around. Everybody knows them. So it's one of the reasons it's tough. It's just a lot happening at that time, and of course the games doesn't help, game after game after game. So yeah, it's that's one of the main reasons. So yeah, pretty much what you guys said as well. It's a silly thing to say that's the reason why Maresca, because it happens at a lot of the clubs and even at a lot of the good teams, especially when the teams, usually the good teams, like you said, when we were really good, uh, yeah, it happens a lot. You really have to be really, really, really switched on, very professional, sleep on time, eat amazingly, and you got to be really really energetic to do everything that you have to do, that you, especially at that level over there. It's ridiculous what they have to do off field, which people don't realize how much stuff happens behind the scenes, how much promotional work and sponsorship work happens behind the scenes. They're basically up at 5 a.m. every morning, and they're home a lot of the times in that period. They're home, by midnight. So you get 4 hours of sleep in, and then you go again doing the same thing in that December period. It's a lot. They have to do a lot. So yeah, it gets to the experienced players, but it gets to the young players as well. So it's tough.
Yeah, it's very tough, guys.
Wow, I don't. Wow, it looks like
What happened?
graphic user interface is in a happy mood. Wait, was it? No.
No,
Oh no,
it's
no, it's coach. It's coach. I just
coach
realized it was
praising
coach.
himself, giving himself memberships. Well done,
It's
coach. You
coach, man.
chatted yourself own channel. Well
Coach.
done.
Oh, it's a funny thing. YouTube. He probably thought he was going to do it in a slick way, and then YouTube exposed him. Oh boy.
So yeah, these so it quickly came up this with the stars next to the name, the people that got the memberships. So yeah, that's why it went that quickly as well. Just popped up very quickly. Yeah, coach.
it's,
Come on,
it's
do another
laughing.
10. Coach. Only 10, do another
Yeah.
10. Come
It's like you get a card and you get.
on. Any other questions you guys have seen in the chat there at all? Or anything you guys want to actually talk about? There's any other little things that
I was reading something. Let me check it. It was, I think it was Ngumalu. Where is it? Man, Coach disturbed me because I was reading it and then he gave away membership. Oh, he said something about the mindset of the coach. He says, I think that it was unfortunate that Maresca kept making those negative public statements, which affected the player mindset and fighting spirit of the players. Ways have a life, a leader encourage his crew. But again, bro,
no.
remember Alex said I'm going to win the FA Cup, I'm going to win the Carabao Cup. What happened? Nothing. So you want Enzo Maresca to say I'm going to win the FA Cup, and when he doesn't win it, you're all going to cook him. Same as Ange, Tottenham Hotspur's game. Manager he said every second season he wins a
Yep.
trophy. Do you think Spurs going to win a trophy? I don't think so. So sometimes you rather keep quiet and do your thing, and then the results will follow you.
Exactly. He's probably one of the most honest coaches that I've seen for a long time, that, says it how it is, doesn't really cut corners, doesn't go around, doesn't beat around the subject like our ex did. If you ask him a question, he'll go around in circles and come back and say, "What was the question again?" But so yeah, he never answered a question straight. But Maresca answers everything pretty straight. You can just see he's a genuine guy that's no nonsense, doesn't put up with anything, and he's a very very hard worker. Like he's the first one there, and he's the last one to leave, and all the players have said that. So he's a very very hard worker, yeah, and he believes in his abilities, and the other thing is that people keep saying he's not ambitious. He doesn't win him nothing. He's exactly what Clear Lake hired him for, because he doesn't want to win. He has no ambition. Again, that's just ridiculous. At that level, I guarantee you, he's got ambition to win. He wants to win. He wants to prove everyone wrong. So that's just another one of those silly comments that he has no ambition. Pretty much like the owners is saying that we don't have ambition. He hasn't got any ambition, and yeah, we should fire him straight away. Pretty much, a lot of people were saying this when we were in fourth position. To remind everyone, we were in fourth position when people were saying this, and pretty much really drilling it home, which I just could not believe. It was just ridiculous. So yeah, look, he's got my backing 100%. He's not perfect, and he's not never going to be perfect. I still criticize him on things he does and selections, and I'm still going to criticize it, but I back him 100%, and I back this young team and him 100%, and I do back the owners until they actually prove it that they're actually lying, or that I see that they're lying, they're not doing what they set out to do, well, then I'll call them out too. But I haven't seen it that as yet. It's all going pretty much the way they wanted to. What they said they were going to do is exactly what is happening. And yeah, hopefully we're getting to that point from next season on where it's turning and we are going to be in a different position and be much better and be winning consistently and start signing some players from next season onwards, because that is the plan. So we'll wait and see.
Yeah, I just want to ask Ty something because I saw a lot of fans complaining about it, yeah, after the game. What are your thoughts about Enzo Maresca taking out Shimi Moeka after the halftime performance? So, what are your thoughts about that, Ty? Were you happy about that decision or just cool with it for the sake of the team performing better in the second half and winning the game? So, what are your thoughts about it, Ty?
The thing is with the application of him, it was where he kept trying to make runs, but there was no ball. Every time they tried to make the ball over the top to him, um Copenhagen had a solution. They always cleared it. So he was non-existent in terms of that. So I mean, taking him off made sense because we needed something different, and the type of player that he's still learning as well. So in terms of doing what needed to be done, like dropping deep and all that. He was having a hard time and he was being outnumbered. So it made sense to take him off, and in the end, I can't really complain because immediately with those changes, it opened up that space, opened up a different opportunity, and James was able to score. So I had no problem with it. It's unfortunate because I think the player shows that he can be a promising player in the future. It's just a case of, the game just didn't suit him because Copenhagen are a team that they defend very deeply, and that was the case, and that's what we saw up until obviously they made mistakes and opened up certain gaps in their defense. So I think that's the case with him. But I mean, at least he got an outing, and I mean, I wouldn't say it was bad. It was just a case of the match didn't suit him.
Yeah, thank you. Dante, what are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, pretty much that. And also, if you do watch him, he wasn't really linking up any play. He wasn't dropping a little bit deeper to at least get involved in the play and link up a bit and drag a defender out. So he wasn't doing that either. So the change needed to be done, but I think it was probably planned anyway from the start. That game, like I said, that was the game plan for Buddy Shield to come up at halftime, probably shim, unless he's having a really good game, and But if it was going sort of the way it was going, he was always probably going to come off at that halftime, like Buddy Shield did, and yeah, a couple of the other players did. I think that was just the game plan. But yeah, there was no space in running behind. There was no space in the middle because their two strikers, so-called strikers, were also dropping back into that central area, overloading that midfield. So there was nothing you can do there. Uh, yeah, so he didn't get involved. That's a type of striker. If you watch the academy games, that's a type of striker. He waits for the service. You kind of have to give him the service. He's not really going to get involved as much in the play. So yeah, I think obviously Maresca, saw that, and obviously there was no point continuing with him. But like I said, it could probably was the plan anyway to take him off at halftime anyway, just to give him, the debut and see how he goes, and probably come off anyway. So no issues taking him off at all. I think he needed to come off because you saw it made a difference straight away. It tweaked a little bit the formation. So the players that came on a bit more positive, one extra attacker. So he changed the game, and he changed it. Yeah, he changed it exactly what Maresca wanted. He wanted that first half to look to see how they're set up, what's happening, keep it tight, don't concede. Keep the game tight. Second half, we go for it. So, and that's exactly what he did, and it worked. It worked pretty well.
Yeah, I agree with you. Big up to Siaka South Africa also on the chat. And since Coachella gifted people their membership, they all talk about it now. They're not asking questions. They're not talking about football. They're talking about movies and stuff. So, Coachella, we're watching you, bro. Today.
Stop making it rain, Coachella. Stop throwing the money around.
And and also another thing, you are right because Makers actually started today, for the under 21 game, and then he scored a goal. So clearly,
Yes.
maybe like you said, it was their plan to give him a debut for 45 minutes in the second half, take him off so they can play this game. So I guess you're right, Dante.
Yeah, that probably backs it up. He started this game, so it was pretty much the plan. I think just go 45 minutes, see what you do. Go, I mean, and yeah, he wanted to change it at halftime. I can tell from the other changes he's made as well that it was planned. Same with Buddy Shield, coming off an injury, didn't want to, risk him playing too much more. So yeah, 100%. I think it was the plan.
Yeah, also, Baba says Chelsea regret selling some face. But again, bro, as much as you say that we have a lot of academy players, unfortunately, not all of them are going to make it at Carbon or at Chelsea. Not all of them. For example, if you check the Premier League, how many players were produced by Carbon? How many players?
A lot.
A lot of players. So
Even now in the current team, we have a lot of Cobham players, and we're giving debuts. George is there, like Shim got the debut. We're still actually these players still have a path to come through, and they're still getting some game time. So we're actually still producing quite a lot of players from Cobham. It's not like we're selling them and selling them for profit. No, it's not quite happening like that. It's not, like a lot of people are saying that we're just we're going to sell them and make profit and that's it. No, well we actually got Reece James. There's quite a few in the squad, and we Ty George getting a lot of game time. Achapong got the game time, got a lot of game time early on, and I think there's probably more to come. Shim got his debut now, and there's actually probably four or five that I think might even get a close to maybe get a game or some minutes by the end of the season. I think there's going to be a lot more debuts. I think.
yeah, 100%. And then yesterday I was listening to you and Coachella talk about the ownership stuff, even though I don't want to touch it. Since like my boss bring the Boniface stuff, like I don't understand the fans saying that these owners are trying to rip up Chelsea off by selling the academy players to make money. We used to loan over 200 players under Roman Abramovich.
Yeah.
We used to loan players for fun to make profit, and then well, that was good for us because we brought world class players because of that. So I don't understand that, bro. So Ty, what are your thoughts about it?
I'm sorry.
Ty not paying attention. Come on, Ty.
Okay, let me rephrase that again, Ty. So we in terms of the ownership and strike and everything, even though I don't want to touch on that, but what I'm listening to from several fans that the owners are trying to rip up the club by selling the academy players and stuff. But also under Roman Abramovich, we used to loan over 200 players and stuff so that we can buy world class players. So, what are your thoughts about that? There are fans claiming that these owners are trying to rip up the club by selling our academy players. So, what are your thoughts about it?
I mean, the thing is, there will always be some that will be sold for profit. That's just the case. It's been happening for years. Um, it's not as well. The thing is with Roman Abramovich. I mean, I never really understood it because well, and as much as I love Roman as owner, there was some things not because of him that the sporting directors did, or the director of football rather did that I didn't really understand. And we had certain options. Like I remember Lucas Piazon, who was at the club from 2012, and then he left. What is it, 2022 or something like that? And he came out and said, "Oh, he was treated badly because of the whole situation." Yes, those things tend to happen. I've tried not to speak much about the ownership because at the end of the day, um, it is very touchy, touchy feel about it in terms of that because for one, there are things that they've done that are questionable or the appointments of the sporting directors that they've brought in have been questionable because of the their skill sets, their CV. It's not really the greatest, but at the end of the day, we're gonna always lose some academy players because it's not gonna be because of, oh, they want to sell them. A lot of the times you want to keep some of them and they don't want to stay, and that's gonna be the case. So I don't know about blaming the owners for it. It's not the first time it's happening. A lot of people are complaining about it, and fair enough. But the thing is, it's better that you sell them rather than you loan them all without them having any likelihood of ever playing for the team again. Some may get their debut, which we've seen in the past. Mark Gue, for example, Ian Masson played for the team briefly. We had Tino Andrin, who was a part of the team. Tino Livramento. So there have been players that are gonna make their debut and then they're gonna get sold. That's just how it works. An academy is literally for that. You develop the next generation of persons, whatever aspect of a job or whatever the case may be that they're in, and you either keep some that perhaps you want to say, okay, let's keep some of these persons who understand the culture of the club, and then there's some that's never going to make it. That's just how life works. You can't keep everybody, because if you do, then you're not gonna get to where you want to, and that's just the harsh reality. You can't keep everybody. So at the end of the day, um at the end of the day, I don't really like that argument because we saw it happen before, and plus this whole thing of signing young players, it didn't start and it's not going to finish with Bowley and Clear Lake, because we saw it under Roman. Don't forget that the reason we got the transfer ban was because we were signing players under the age of 18. So at the end of the day, it's not like they
Yep.
came in with this philosophy and it's just out of nowhere. It's been happening for years, literally. That's how we got Lucas Piazon and all those players. So I don't get it. That's why I've never complained about signing young players. It's just a case of, the fact of you can't be neglecting, signing certain players because you want to just be with young players. That's the only flaw to it. But other than that, it's not abnormal because we've done it before. It's in the DNA of Chelsea.
I think you're muted, Tobago.
Oh, sorry, sorry about it. I was just saying you wanted to add something because you were trying to talk.
Yep. Look, yeah, pretty much what Ty said. But look, I think it's just because it's more evident now, and with PSR rules and the pure profit, there, it's even more important now. But that's actually a big benefit to us. That's going to help us a lot in the us having an academy like that, and to be able to go there and make that money from there. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of kids coming through all the time, but they're not going to make it. There's too many. You're not going to make it. But if you can sell them and make those profits, it is what it actually works. It works for the players and it works for the club. It works for everyone all around. The kids get to go and play where, somewhere where they get a lot of game time, more exposure, and once they get really good, then they can pretty much choose where they want to go after that. But you have to be good enough, obviously. So look, it works very well. It's a really good system, and I think it's going to actually benefit us in the future a lot, because I think our academy is probably one of the best in the world that, for making profit and bringing talent through. And I mean, a lot of the players are coming to use Chelsea, the academy. People don't actually realize they're coming to use them for exactly that, to get to be seen, to be heard. Because if you're at Chelsea Academy, a lot of the other clubs and that, they look at you differently. They're going to choose you over other players from other academies, because you're at the Chelsea Academy, but you're the same talent, but you're a Chelsea Academy. You're looked a little bit more favorably. So yeah, we've got that reputation, and it's we earned that reputation because we have created a lot of great players, and we're continuing to do that. So it's a great asset, and I think going forward, it's just going to be even a bigger asset. I think a lot of the ones, it's just like I said, the ones that that hate this ownership. It's just to add to it. They just want to add, and especially how we sold Conor Gallagher. That was probably the big one. My God, we sold Conor Gallagher, and we've sold every single academy player for profit. So sometimes it's just a little thing like that that triggers people, and yeah, it's unfortunate, But like Ty said and I said, it's just business. It's just the way things are, and it's actually we're ahead of the game in that perspective. In a lot of ahead of a lot of the other academies, we produce a lot more players.
Also, Dante, I was not aware that those Arsenal players, young players, were produced at Carbon. Do you know that? Do you know about that? Nothing, anything about that, Dante or
Which one?
Ty?
Sorry, the Arsenal.
I think the one is playing as a left back, and the other one is Nareri, something like that. Is
Oh
a
yeah, yeah,
winger.
yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. And Skelly.
It's Skelly, yes. They produced at Carbon. I was like,
They were both
what?
cover. Yeah, yeah. When they were younger. Yes, yes.
Oh
Yeah, a lot
man,
of Arsenal. They a lot of kids. I mean, it's London, yeah. So the big ones are,
yes.
that Arsenal, Chelsea. They have the better academy. So a lot of them they go in between those two academies. They swap a lot of players when they're young. Yeah, they do. But yeah, it's not even close. We produce a lot more than anyone. It's not even close, to be honest. But yeah, they do. Unfortunately, yeah, some get through the cracks and they go to other academies and they do well, or other teams and they do well. But that's because they're going for game time. I mean, it is what it is. We can't give game time to every single kid that comes through. There's too many of them. So yeah, that's just the way it is, unfortunately.
Okay, no problem. Also, we have a message from Ty. I appreciate it, Ty.
Yeah, big up type.
Yes,
Big
sir.
up Ty.
I have to. I really have to. I really have to dip. It's been 2 hours now. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we're
the
just gonna wait
alliance.
for
That's the alliance. You got to go for at least minimum 2 hours.
Well, yeah. So
yeah,
that's why I stayed. That's why I stayed. 2 hours.
Yeah,
yeah.
coach
So
just
we're just
decides
gonna
to
wait
go
for
and
coach.
do his stuff. He just abandons in the middle and goes and does his stuff, and then he'll come back.
Yeah, Coach Hila, I think maybe we should maybe do extra 10 or 15 minutes, and then Coach Hila can wrap it up for us.
Come back and wrap it up. Yeah.
Yeah, because even here for me it's too late. But overall, we just here talk about Chelsea. I just want to add something quickly because Chelsea recently made some hiring. I think we hired a new goalkeeper staff from
Oh yeah, yeah.
Arsenal. We hired a new set piece coach who knows more about throw-ins and stuff. And also we hired former
Fitness
a rugby player as a sort of a mentality coach. So
and another fitness guy as well. There was another head of
yeah, yeah.
some sports science, another sports science guy, something like that as well.
So but in terms of the rugby guy, are you cool about it?
I'm cool about it because that again is it shows that the owners are investing money to make the team better and to make the players better. They're actually trying something. They're not
Mm,
just letting it happen. They're actually helping. They're trying to help, and they think that's going to help. That guy I know a little bit about him because obviously in Australia, rugby union, rugby league, and all that is
mm,
very big. And you would know in South Africa as well quite a bit about that sport as well because as you know, yeah, it's it's pretty crazy in Australia. That sport, that's one of the biggest sports here. So uh, I've seen quite a little bit of him, and he's one of those mentality monsters that's really, he's one of the really good guy, but when he's serious and when it's about business, it's about playing. Like he's a mentality monster. He's one of those guys. So look, he's made a career of doing that, and for me, they're spending the money to help in a certain maybe Maresca or some of the directors or some sporting directors, someone said we might need a bit of that. We might need a bit of that, especially how we've gone through this bad patch. Maybe they saw some signs of weakness there, and they said, "Can we get someone in to help?" And at least they're spending the money and they're bringing people in to help. So I don't see it as a problem at all. Look, it's either going to work or it's not going to work. But they're spending the money, and it's not a little money; it's quite a lot of money. They're spending the money for
mm.
someone to come in and try to help and improve the players. I have absolutely zero problem with that.
Yeah, like you said, I hope this guy works out because I know him as a rugby player. Like you can see him if you watch rugby. A lot of people are watching rugby. This guy is one of the toughest players.
Yeah,
He doesn't take nonsense.
he
He's a
doesn't
serial
care. He's
winner
fucking
also.
dead. This
Yes.
guy doesn't know pain. Like seriously, he can have a broken nose. He's got cuts all over him. He's like, "What? Not, I don't feel nothing. I'm playing." Like he's that. He gets in that mental state where nothing can put him off. He'll run through a brick wall, no problem. So yeah, and he's been doing that for a long time, like you say. And then he made a bit of a career after that, coaching and not coaching as in mentality coaching and stuff like that. So yep, yep. You'd probably know more of him, but like I said, I've seen a lot of him in Australia. When uh, they love that. They love that here. The Aussies love anything violent, any violent sport they love.
Yeah, I saw him in the recent videos. I think the latest video, training video, he was there at the gym. I was like, you know what? I need this guy to build Moses Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez just to have that physicality in the midfield because yes, they
Yeah,
are good players, but again, Enzo is not that physical. But Enzo's getting there. I don't understand our fans like always crashing on Enzo that is not good enough. Blah blah blah. I don't understand. This
yeah.
guy is trying all his best, and if you watch him, his stats, no matter if you are losing or winning, it's always on top, always on top. So I don't understand the fan base that Enzo Fernandez not good enough because, and then also we sold Conor Gallagher because of this guy, blah blah blah. I don't understand this. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of
I'm
that
tired of that,
argument.
but it comes up every week. It seems Conor Gallagher came in on the sub for 10 minutes and did two tackles, and yeah,
Yes,
it's all over the place.
people
But
are
other than
celebrating
that, he's been
tackles.
warming the bench. Been warming the bench in Madrid. So yeah, look, it's ridiculous. Enzo Fernandez, he's captain. That's a captain material right there. And I kept saying that from the start of the season when Enzo Maresca came, I'm like, he's going to make this guy captain. I can see it now. It's his type of player. It's his mentality. It's very similar mentality like Maresca from what I see. And he's going to make him captain. And exactly that's pretty much what's happened. He's basically, to me, he's more captain than Reece James, even though Reece
Mm.
James just doesn't have that, unfortunately. I think he's getting better because he got challenged. But even in the game against Copenhagen, you saw that in that when we considered that goal. But also, you saw that Enzo Fernandez the previous games. He was crying after we lost to Aston Villa. He's the only one that went to the supporters after and cried with the support in front of the supporters. So he puts a lot of passion and energy on the field all the time. He's one of those guys that has that in him. He's got that quality and that leadership in him where he can just turn the switch and yeah, and be emotional or be full into it. He can be rough. He's got a lot of the Latino heat in him. He's got everything. So I think he'll be the future captain of this team. I'm talking about like proper captain, not vice captain. Even though I think he pretty much is pretty much captain anyway now, pretty much in my opinion still. But I think he will be in the future the definite the captain. Yeah.
Yeah, and then also good thing about it is he's learning English all the time. I listen to him
Yes.
talking and stuff. He's learning English, which is a good thing because at the end of the day, this is England. You need to know English to talk with a lot of your teammates. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, he's
And
learning. Of course, he's
also,
learning. He's been there a couple of
al-
years now, so he's learning. He's learning easily. It's not that hard. He took lessons as well. He's got a teacher as well,
mm,
from what I recall. So they learn pretty quickly, and it's very easy to communicate. It's especially football players around football clubs. They've been around. Doesn't matter if you don't speak the language. You know exactly they communicate. So there's no problem. But like you say, it's extra now. He's got that. He can speak English pretty good now. So there's no more that excuse. Yeah, definitely.
100%. Also, that Enzo Maresca, they asked him about Moses Caicedo. If Moses Caicedo get a yellow card
Oh yeah,
against
yeah.
the City, is going to miss 2 games. So, if were you Enzo Maresca, would you put him on the bench for that yellow card, or you still play him?
Look, he played full game, yes, at Copenhagen, so he did play the full game there as well. So,
No, 45 minutes.
actually no, he did come off, didn't he? He's the one that came
You
off.
come on for Enzo, for Enzo.
Enzo, the one that replaced him, so he will definitely play. Yeah, Yeah, he's definitely playing. Maresca's not that type of guy to think ahead too much. He's just not. He wants the 3 points. That's important,
Yes.
especially where we are now. He wants that 3 points. He wants that in the bag. So he's definitely going to play. I don't see no. Uh, Look, he's going to get a yellow. If he's going to get it, he gets it. If not, he'll get it in the next game against Arsenal, and he'll miss. Then after that, if not, he'll get it in the next game. He'll miss. I know it's Arsenal coming up, but yeah, he's definitely going to play, and I would do the same. I would still play him. Put the strongest squad up there. It's the run in now. You need to pick up as many points as you can, because you saw
And
we played so bad in for like 6 7 games, but we were still only dropped to sixth, and we won one already too, and then we're back up to nearly fourth. So, and if we win again, Leicester, the other teams are playing each other. If we win that game, we can even go to third. To be honest, if the results go our way, so but at least get those 3 points on the board, and that would put us in a much better position. Yeah, because I know against Arsenal the way he's going to set up. I already know he's gonna definitely play more two defensive midfielders, and then we're going to be very much more defensive against Arsenal. So he's going to be playing for the result in that game. I can tell you now, and all the fans don't get disappointed. He's going to play for a result in that game. He's not going to go attacking Arsenal.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I guess Arsenal are going to play for the sake of getting results, not for being that smart and opening up in the back and expose ourselves. So hopefully Lavia will be also available for the Arsenal game because I think we need him also. But again,
Yeah, so
it's forever.
he'll be back. He should be back for this. But I did see a tweet saying that he
It's
he
training.
he uh he felt something in training today. So hopefully not. But yeah,
No, no, no. The actual thing that I saw was that Lavia was training.
yeah. But in training, after training, there's a tweet that he picked up. He felt something
Oh
after the
man,
training session. Yep.
I didn't see that. Hopefully
Yeah.
nothing major.
So hopefully it's nothing. But yeah, look, because at least if he can come on and get some minutes in Leicester game, just give him a bit minutes, and then he can play the Arsenal game. That'll be good. But yeah, look, it is what it is. Unfortunately, I don't know why he's picking up so many injuries.
Man, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that
It's
because I think we
yeah,
miss him in the midfielder, especially against
yeah.
Arsenal. I need him also, but again, if it's not available, hopefully, like Enzo Maresca is trying Reece James to play as a midfielder. That is a good alternative. But
Correct.
hopefully,
Yeah.
Reece James can handle that pressure stuff. We wait and see.
Look, against Leicester, we'll play with one defensive midfielder, but we'll definitely have two against Arsenal. 100%. There'll be two defensive midfielders. So yeah, we'll just wait and see who. But yeah, going back to Caicedo, he has to play this game. It is what it is. We need those 3 points. It's important. If he gets a yellow, it is what it is. We can't do anything about it, unfortunately. But yeah, he needs to play. Getting points on the board at this time of the season is very important.
Yeah, I agree with you. Hopefully, we win on Sunday because they are also fighting for relegation, which is I would say it's a bad thing for us because those teams that are fighting for relegation, they might be tougher, but at the same time, I've
Yeah,
watched them recently. They are very, very bad, very, very bad. So we
but
need to take.
they still got a chance to get out of there. Yeah, they still can. They
Yes,
have to
they've got a
win.
chance.
Yeah, but see, this is the good thing. They have to they have to sort of get out of their low block and try to attack. So that's why they're conceding so many goals recently, because they're trying to win or they're trying to get a goal basically to get score first, and then yeah, so they're really trying to score first, but it hasn't been working very well for them.
Yeah, hopefully we win this game because, man, I'm tired of reading silly comments on X about the players in Enzo Maresca. And I remember you and Coachella said it that there will be a time that we are not going to do well, and then we're going to see true colors of our fan base. When we are doing well, we got our Chelsea back. When we are bad, Enzo Maresca needs to go. So are we going to hire another coach in the summer and have the same similar problem? Fire the coach over and over again. Is that the solution? Nah, man.
Yeah, definitely not. One thing I'm 100%. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'm very confident that he will be here next season. We pretty much have to lose every single game to the end of the season now, for that maybe for him not to be there, but that's not happening. So I think yeah, he's 100%. They said they're already working on the signings for a
Yeah, in the
striker.
summer.
Yeah, so they're already working with the sporting directors. They pretty much said in the interview. So he's 100% in the plans. They said he's in the plans already. They're already working for next season for the plans next season. So yeah, he'll be there. People won't like it, but he'll be there. But I don't understand why people won't like it. If we finish in the top four or fifth, even fifth is an improvement from last season. It's Champions League football, pretty much. If we finish in that fifth position, for me, especially with such a younger team, even younger team. I think that's a that's a pretty solid achievement. People underestimate how hard that is to do.
Yeah, and also will give us in terms of finance, will boost us, and also we might attract a bigger sponsorship so that we can buy,
Oh
like
yeah,
for
yeah.
example, maybe if Isak
Shirt
is
sponsor.
available, yeah, if Isak is available for 100 million, and then maybe Chelsea want him, that will be a good thing for us because I don't think we need a lot of players for to improve our team. I know we need experienced players, but again, I think we need maybe a striker. Midfielder, no, not a
No,
midfielder. Or maybe I would say a centre back, but it also depends if you're going to sell any of them because you still have Disasi, Badi Chile. Even with Viega, we don't know what is going to happen with him because he clearly wants to play as a centre back. So a lot of things that we need to do in terms of signings. But again, I think for me, strike as a priority in terms of goalkeeper. I will sell Sanchez and bring back Petrovic. It doesn't work out. Buy a striker, a goalkeeper that will be a number one, a world class goalkeeper. At the same time, we still have Mike Penders. Like you said, I remember you said that we need to run him as Strasbourg so that he can develop as a player, which is a good thing because I think he's a top talent, that kid, Mike Penders.
yeah,
So
it's basically how we want to play the same system, so that he'll fit right in and he'll learn that system, and he pass more learn with exactly what Petrovic did. He went there and he's improved his ball playing
mm,
abilities a lot, like playing from his feet. He had to work on that, and that's why they sent him there. You had to go there for that specific reason. You need to go there and improve. That's why he was sent there. He just wasn't good enough with his feet, unfortunately. So he went there and he's improved. Look, he's got a chance. He'll come back. Um, you'll have to take a big offer for us to sell him, but I think he'll be here next season most likely. A number one and number two, I don't know, but he'll be here. I think next season.
yeah, he should be. He should be here. And the Robert Sanchez should be the one who leaves for me personally.
Yeah, of
Man, I'm
course,
tired of
Sanchez is
Sanchez.
the
I'm
one that needs
tired.
to
I'm
leave.
tired.
I
I'm
think a lot of people are in agreement with that one. We don't want to see Sanchez anymore. Um, but yeah, look, we've got a lot of players coming in. Like you said, we don't even need to sign because we do have basically Santos like a new signing.
Mm.
Esteval tearing it up in Brazil.
Oh yeah, and Paez.
That kid, yeah, Paez, yeah, he's a little bit off the boil. I think he'll probably go Strasbourg most likely, which is a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
move.
yeah.
Which is a good move for him. But you never know; he might be good. We'll see what happens in off season. But Esteval, 100% is going to be in the squad and the team, 100%.
And also a centre back that will be brought from Strasbourg, Mama Diosa. It's coming.
We've
It's
got
coming to
Star as well.
Chelsea.
Yes, I mean,
Yes. So
he's solid centre back, tall, physical, good ball playing. You've seen a lot of him.
yes.
Yep.
Oh man, I
So,
almost forgot about it.
so we've actually got already like signings. We already have them, but they're like signings. They're coming in. But like, look, really, the only position really is that striking position. We need
Yeah,
a proper. We need someone like Gyokeres. That would be ideal. Keeper, I can still live with keeper for another season if we don't. If we're going to
yeah,
spend big on a striker, I can live with
yeah.
Sanchez and
As well as no
I can live with
Sanchez.
Jorgensen. Yeah, look, I can live with Jorgensen or Petrovic and that if we
Yeah,
don't sign a keeper, no problem. Even Sanchez, I don't mind. Like it's not the end of the world if we don't have the money or something. We can't get who we want. Sometimes it's better not to spend just to spend for the sake of it, like we did in the past. Sometimes you keep that money and you spend it later on if you need to. So striker is the 100%. That's pretty much the number one position, I think. Striker by far, that's the number one position. Uh, Center back, I would ideally like a center back, but I don't know if that's happening. I really don't know because we got Sa, like you said, as well coming in. We'll have to. It depends who we sell, how many we can sell. Because I think Disasi is not in the plans. I think he'll be moved
yeah.
on. Badiashile could be moved on. Maybe we don't know. He might
But,
not get the
but
game time. So Shalaba will definitely, I think, be moved on as well.
yeah,
I think Shalaba and Disasi, for me, I think they will be both moved on. 100%.
yeah.
Yeah,
But actually, Enzo Maresca likes Barishile,
it
but
does. Yeah,
uh,
it does.
he
Yeah,
likes
he's
him. But
left footed.
again,
Yeah, is
but
Sa left
also
footed?
like
You know,
he,
is Sa left footed?
no, I think it's right-footed.
Okay, I can't remember. I wasn't quite sure. Yeah, about Sa. Um, but yeah, it seems that he likes Shield. But is Shield going to stay if he's going to be like a fourth choice centre back? Would he stay? I don't know if he would. That's the thing. If we sign a centre back, I'm saying because apparently we're looking at a centre back, like a more experienced centre back, like Gehi or someone like that, which I wouldn't mind. I don't. I know people. A lot of people don't rate him, but I still think he's up there. He's pretty much a world class player in my opinion. Guehi plays for England. He's a starter for England. That's pretty much a world class player for me, in my opinion. So I wouldn't mind him if he, 30, 40 million and Shalaba goes the other way and we get Guehi. I wouldn't mind him, to be honest. He's a leader as well. He's a captain of Crystal Palace.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, size
I
is
wouldn't mind.
right-footed. I just double check. So, guys on the chat, please ask us any question that you like our opinion about in regard of Chelsea.
And Coachella, get back in here. Get back on. 'Cause I got to go as well. My son's going to wake up any minute as well. So if I go, I'll let you know. I got to go as well soon.
Okay, no problem. No problem. He just texted me a few minutes ago, said it's coming back. So hopefully maybe 5 minutes or so it's going
Yeah,
to
he
be
does that.
here.
He's like, I'll be there in 5 minutes. That was half an hour ago. Yeah, he does that. He knows what he's doing. He's very good at that.
At least you know him better than me.
Yes, nah, he's good. He's a good guy.
Yeah. So in terms of signings, like you said, for me, like you said, I think our main priority is a strike, and then like as much as we like the lab, but again, no, I don't want him at Chelsea. We need to aim for Viktor Gyökeres, even if it's Victor Osimhen, I don't care, or Isaac, I don't care, as long as not Liam Delap or another young striker. I don't want that.
like I said earlier, I think it depends where we finish and how we
Oh
finish. I
yeah.
think that's very important. Yeah, yeah. So I think if we finish the Champions Leagues and we go on, I think you're going to see that signing. If we don't, I think then you'll see Delap. Yeah.
Yeah, the elephant in the room is here now. He's laughing at us.
Man, yeah, I seriously do appreciate you guys. I went to pick up the boys, but I had to go pick up something else from somewhere. I cannot thank you guys enough. Blessed Bean. Oh, was gifted a membership. Okay, he got the membership. I wish I could target some people to
It's
appreciate their
random.
support
Yeah.
for the community.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was random. A question from this guy I don't like. When is Sanchez going to leave? Sanchez leaving isn't going to be easy because Brighton, they have a huge sell-on clause, right? So, which
I
means
don't
we'll be
know.
looking for a lot of money to make some, you could say, sizable gain from his sell. But I'm not
I
sure.
don't know.
Sorry for cutting you
Do you have
guys
a
off.
sell-on clause?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
yeah, I think yeah, they have a sell-on clause. Yeah, they do.
Well, he's
Yeah,
not
I'm
going to get
not.
sold for big money, so it's not like we can sell him for big money. Basically, he's basically probably a 15 million, probably at the moment, 15, 20 million max keeper.
No
I don't
serious
think.
club would want him.
No, but for a backup, they would for a backup keeper, like for a club that needs a more experienced backup keeper, they probably would. Yeah, no, I think they would. Or even a mid-table team, I think they would. A new relegated team that comes up that maybe needs a starting goalkeeper probably would as well. So there's always options for a keeper like him. If he doesn't have to play with his feet and just save, he's not too bad.
Yeah. And just a reminder, quick reminder for those of you that are still watching, Tobeho will host the next episode of edition maybe of the Chelsea Alliance show, aka the Blue Alliance show. So be there, and you will see it on Twitter. And tomorrow during the Blue Morning Show, will also remind people because we'll be streaming on daily basis right now. But time may shift. The timing may shift. Because if my wife is not at home, there's no way I'd be able to stream at this point until we get a babysitter or the in-laws come back. But that's why I want to say thank you to all of you. I don't know if you guys are still talking, discussing anything else, Dante.
No, Dante is actually out. So thank you, Coachella, for having me, bro.
You said Dante is gone?
Yes.
Already?
Yes, he said his son might wake up anytime soon, so he needs to go there.
Yeah, thank you to my bro Tabeho, and thank you for making it happen. Even though I was even ready to host it alone, but you indicated you want to be part of the restart, and I appreciate that. I want to say thank you to this guy here. I don't like talking rubbish in the chat. One of the subs, Mabasa 05, Namaya Forward, the Blue Tifu game, Constantine done too. We had Maya the rapper in the house. All of you, if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. Just give me a second. Let me fix this. It's a song I want to play. I really like. One sec here before I call it a day. I want to remove Nefex. I want to add a new song. Add a media file. I think I like this one. All right, people. I appreciate you all. I cannot thank you guys enough. God bless us all, and bye.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and then with a love this storm, and before us to there, and there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame with eyes like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hope's on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and there with a love this storm. Every phone says to bed, that there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hope's on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. No knock. With every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world that all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hope's on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and there with a love this storm. Every phone says to bed, that there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hope's on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. No knock. With every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world that all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hope's on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and there with a love this storm. Every phone says to bed, that there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. No knock. With every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and then with a love this storm, every foe's estimate, and there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame with eyes like we soar through every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. No knock. With every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and then with a love this storm, every foe's estimate, and there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame with eyes like we soar through every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world that all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge to our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real does, and then with a love this storm, every phone's just to there, and there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world that all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge to our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real does, and then with a love this storm, every phone's just to there, and there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world that all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge to our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real dust, and then with a love this storm. Every phone says to bed, there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like a soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real of dust, and then with a love this storm. Every phone says to bed, there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like a soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real of dust, and then with a love this storm. Every phone says to bed, there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like a soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hope's on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and then with a love this storm, every foe's estimate, and there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame with eyes like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hope's on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hope's on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and then with a love this storm, every foe's estimate, and there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame with eyes like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hope's on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hope's on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe dust, and then with a love this storm. Every phone says to bed, there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. No knock. With every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world that all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge to our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
Every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real of dust, and then with a love this storm. Every phone says to bed, there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. No knock. With every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world that all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge to our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
Every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real of dust, and then with a love this storm. Every phone says to bed, there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky. Unity, our hopes on us. Chelsea shines the fade outside the sky. Keep the blue, take the blue fast line. Soar through every change. I can't want to ignore. Unity we trust. Our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines. One light up the sky. Unity we trust.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust. Our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines. Bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and there with a love this storm. Every phone says to fair, and there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar through every challenge. We will never ignore. In unity we trust. Our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines. Bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust. Our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines. Bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and there with a love this storm. Every phone says to fair, and there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar through every challenge. We will never ignore. In unity we trust. Our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines. Bright lights up the sky. You
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real does, and then with a love this storm, every phone's just to there, and there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real does, and then with a love this storm, every phone's just to there, and there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
Every challenge we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real dust, and then with a love this storm. Every phone says to bed, that bed was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real of dust, and then with a love this storm. Every phone says to bed, that bed was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real of dust, and then with a love this storm. Every phone says to bed, that bed was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit